And what is going on, everybody? How are y'all doing out there tonight? We have a great show tonight. And I know you're like, Thrifty, there is one person in the chat panel box, and that's you. Where's the we? They're coming. I'm telling you, they're coming. But before they get here, we can talk about some stuff. But first, I want to say hi to the folks who are here. Hero, Mr. Tennis, and Ryan. Thank y'all for being here. And Hero down under, the thumbnail is top. Appreciate that, man. Hey, between your beautiful graphics and the few skills that I was able to pick up from Wara, I've been able to get these things going pretty good now. And let's go dinners. Ugh. That makes it sound like we're all hungry. Let's go dinners. Yeah, dinners. Anyways, we have, God. Oh my goodness, we do have a good night tonight though. Hollow Knight Silksong completely crushes. BL4 will be fine. They're dumb for using. So, yeah, wow. Hollow Knight Silksong. There we go. Completely crushes. Battlefield 4 there's some worry going around. There's some stuff. And so we're going to kind of discuss that a little bit. Also, let me pull this up real quick for you. Whoops. There we go. Sorry, back to this one. Then we have the Members Voice. That is a new segment that we have started tonight. And no, they're not getting a price rise. Sorry, I was reading the chat while looking at the thing. What's up, Voyager? Sandfall. Hang on, guys. You got me all bumfuzzled now. Oh, the Members Voice. Yes. So, Members Voice is a new piece of the content that I am trying to offer. Basically, it is a segment of the weekly podcast, this podcast, where if you're a member, you will be able to participate in the show in a more very hands-on way. So, every week, I'm going to be putting up a question to ask y'all, what do y'all want us to talk about? What do you want us to cover? And so because of that, I'm hoping that it gives you a great avenue to feel like you're actually a part of the show. This channel has always, and will forever be about the community, whether we are 782 strong or 78,000 strong. I don't care. I want to cultivate a community of people here who love games, love talking about games, and love playing games. And so because of that, I want y'all to have the feeling that y'all have really good input in the show and that y'all can participate. So you will have the ability to do so. We have a Members Voice segment tonight, actually. And those will never be revealed to anybody other than the panel members beforehand, because I want it to be a surprise. Also, if you are a member and you're like, man, you didn't pick mine this week, trust me, I will get to it. I promise we will get to them. Some nights we may have to pick 2 or 3, but we will get to them. And thankfully, the first 2 questions that we got, both of them are kind of timeless questions and timeless discussions. So we actually, I chose one of them tonight, and we'll get to the next one probably next week or the week after, because these topics never go away. And so that's on the docket for tonight. Also, PS Plus Extra and Premium have released their offerings for the month of September. And then Acclaim, they had a showcase. Yep, they sure did. And hey, listen, they showed gameplay. So, yeah, I can't be too mad about that. Speaking of gameplay, I just wrapped up on Lost Soul Aside. That video should be going out tomorrow at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. CST for everybody. Members get access a day early, so they were able to watch it today. It is my full review of the game. It's the follow-up to... It's not the full review, sorry. It is the follow-up to the first impressions, because I did beat it, rolled credits on it, and all of that. So, anyways, I am excited about tonight. And so let's talk. What have y'all been playing? There is nobody else here on the panel right now, so that means it is you, me, and beautiful gaming. So, what have y'all been playing? Me, I have actually been playing. Uh, Crap, I just talked about it. Lost Soul Aside, beat that. I have started. What's up, Josh? I have started. Um, Crap. Lord help me. Coffee Talk 2. Jeez, there we go. Also, I got BioShock. So, I got like the whole collection on Steam for like $3 and a box of chicken nuggets. Like, it was literally nothing. It was awesome. Got all 3 of them, and I've been playing a little bit of BioShock 1. Shut up, Josh. And so, yeah, got that. Oh, I played that game last week, Jotun Slayer. And oh my gosh, talk about not being prepared for what type of game that actually was. I saw hack and slash roguelike and was like, cool. It kind of looks Diablo-esque. Awesome. And, Hero recommended it, said, hey man, I saw this, think you'll like it based off the trailer, blah, 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 because we were talking about isometrics. And I get in there, and I'm like, my guy is swinging for me. He's doing everything. I was like, wait a second, I've played this game before. This damn thing's Vampire Survivors. So I played it, and it literally is just Vampire Survivors. Outside of that, we have some stuff coming up. We have some stuff coming out on the horizon. We have Trails in the Sky FC. We got Borderlands 4. Hell, we're talking about that tonight. We got Ghost of Yotai. We have stuff coming at lightning speed. And I mean lightning speed. And so I am almost at the end of episode 6. Oh, sick! SteamWorld Build, Deep Rock Survivors, Fallout 4, and No Man's Sky. Dang! You're juggling all of those? Good lord. That's awesome. Alright, so we got Death Stranding 1, FC25, and continuing Split Fiction with your son. Hero Down Under, how old is your son? And is he enjoying Split Fiction? Because I'm thinking about getting it. I've thought about getting it a few times, but I don't think my wife would really be into it. And our schedules are a little bit different. So when I'm ready to get on the PlayStation, that's about the time she's ready to go to bed. So, because we've done nighttime, we've done dinner, we've cleaned up whatever we needed to clean up, we've done all the things, and then it's like, all right, cool. Now she's like, cool, I can go to sleep now. And I'm like, cool, I can play video games now. So, let me know. He loves co-op with me. Okay. And I'm guessing he's a gamer. Is he pretty decent at it? Is it something that, do you have to be a full-on gamer to be able to enjoy it? Or is it something that anybody can grab? Oh, that's awesome. I'm sure he'll like that, man. Yeah, my kid loves it when I play Minecraft with him. He absolutely loves it. He doesn't love the Minecraft. He loves the with me part. You know what I mean? I hate... Dude, that's how I feel about Minecraft. God, that's how I feel about Minecraft. Oh, man, I hate Minecraft, but I love my boy. I love my boy so much, but I hate Minecraft. All right. So, give me just a half a second. Okay. So, I have heard from one of my guests just now, and he is on the way. Should be here in just a couple. So, the question is do I stall some more? Or, what is up, Jez? How you doing? Oh, guys. Okay, so, I don't have a camera yet. I'm still working on that. But, I think I have a workaround to where a camera will work. The guess has to be David. That's one of them. That is absolutely one of them. DQB is pretty good also. DQB. Okay. Um. Yeah. Anyways, but hey, Ryan, you'll have to let me know what DQB actually is. Dragon Quest something? Dragon Quest Builders. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you. Thanks, man. Oh, dude, enjoy, man. That trailer looks fire. Speaking of trailers, oh man, see, I just want to like swing on in there, but I'm gonna give Faulkie a couple minutes. What is up, Tool Man? How are you? How the heck is it going? Oh man, there was a lot of stuff though. Oh, what I was gonna say, I got a second monitor now, so that means I can now do cool things like transition between slides. See that? I can now have it to where it's all full screen for y'all, so y'all can actually read what the heck everything says. Look at this. Hey, see that? Don't ask what the pixel count on this thing is. Don't ask the size. Don't ask nothing. You said fading? Yeah, fading. Don't ask the pixel count. It, like I said though, it literally is. It's a second monitor though. I've been wanting to get one for a while, and I kept trying to find one that was like really good but really cheap or just super duper cheap. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. And I just went to Best Buy, got this little portable 17-inch monitor, and it lets me read articles off it for y'all a lot better. That is the wrong. Whoops. There we go. Also, I have set up some game streaming stuff to where I'll be able to do game streaming. Time for War to tell Thrifty to get a third monitor. Listen, I was wanting to get a second monitor before Wara. I just didn't have the space. This little bastard right here can fold up and slide right next to the computer. I love this dumb thing. It's so small. I'm afraid I'm going to break it. It seems fragile as all get out. But it was like $89, and it's actually not terrible quality. Some of the ones I was finding around that were like 75, 60 bucks were terrible quality. The screens looked awful, or they were like used. And so what? Ultra wide curved Thrifty's Command Center. Hey man, don't mess with me, dude. I almost got one of those Steam boards. Or not Steam boards, stream boards, or whatever the hell they're called. Almost got one of those because I was like, I'm sorry, guys. I just realized I had y'all on the wrong slide. See, now I have more shit to keep up with. This doesn't work. Ooh, it's a 23-inch? Nice. Yeah, the Stream Deck. There you go, Josh. That's what it is. Trying to get some more stuff, just to kind of get this thing set up. We're getting closer to 1,000, and I know that at 1,000, I have told every single person that once we hit 1,000 subs, y'all get to see my face. And y'all may not want to ever again. Y'all may see the face and be like, oh dear God, it's a face only a mother could love. Then that was questionable sometimes. Okay, screw it. Let's... I know it's crazy at the Grindhouse Command Center, dude. There's no space. Because where the office is, my wife has, shelving and stuff for her business, raw supplies for it, for her soap making and stuff like that. We have trays, we have a table in here, like a restaurant style, prep table, for all of the mixing and everything. It's freaking... There's literally, and then I have this really massive, beautiful desk that is gorgeous, and my wife actually found the legs for it. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful desk. It's a beautiful stand. I love it. It's a stand really, but we use it as a desk because it's gorgeous. But the problem is it's not very functional as a desk. it's just not. But it's fine. It'll be fine. I'm sure because oh dude. You have absolutely no idea. She's actually starting to work on some new scents and combining some stuff, and she just got some new scents in the other day, and these things smell phenomenal. One is like all natural cedar wood oil, and she's gonna mix it with something else. She's thinking about doing like a cedar wood mint for dudes. And oh my gosh, I'm just saying, I'm like here for it. Okay, anyways, I have dilly-dallied long enough. We have 13 people in here. If y'all could hit that like button, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here we go. Let's start with the easy one, right? Let's start with PS Plus Extra and Premium. So Plus Extra, Plus Premium, they came out, they did their thing, they said what they had to say today, they let us know what's coming up, and it is right here. Now, this is a catalog that I see the headliner for it, and I'm like, dude, that's sick, that's awesome. And then I'm like, okay, and then we have a lot of smaller titles, which is not bad, but it's just strange. It's like they blew all their load this month on WWE 2K25. And that's just my analysis. My look at it was they gave us a really decent heavy hitter, and then the B game, not the B game, like the next game down on the list is Persona 5 Tactica. Like, if I'm labeling these in order of interest, I would say that this is about accurate for what I would probably play. And this right here is absolutely atrocious. One game, like, they gotta start stepping that crap up. Like, what are they having these people do? Like, the reason I say that is because you can get PS3 games to run on a PC. You can get PS3 games to run on jailbroken PS4s. Like, you can make this happen. There are folks who have worked on an emulator that have the damn thing working. All they have to do is get together and say, hey guys, listen, can we have your okay, hang on. This is super hard for corporations to say, so I'm having a hard time getting it out. Can we have your help? And get this shit rolling. PS2, PS3, all of these things should be over now. Or, Hero, you read my mind. Add Crunchyroll to this thing. Like, Plus Premium is a joke. It is a joke. I will never have Plus Premium again. Like, ever. Unless they start giving away free games on that bastard, day and date, I would never, ever have Plus Premium again. They have not with the way it currently sits. They have to do something. It's just bad. Yeah, that's Plus Premium with the classic section is weak. It's so bad. It's so bad. I cannot tell you how terrible this shit is. Oh, man. But I will say this. NBA 2K25, the Fate game, I've probably almost bought that thing a half a dozen times. I don't even know what it's about. But it's looked cool, and I love the artwork on the cover. I'm not gonna lie. Like, every time I see that thing on sale, I'm like, oh, let me see. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool art. And then I just pass right on by it. Speaking of that, there is a new sale that has gone on today, and my holy goodness gracious. Let's do this. Let's go here. Let's go to PlayStation real quick, because if y'all haven't seen this, I got like 17 notifications that games on my wish list were on sale. So, like, let's go over here to some games. Let's see this. I don't normally do this here. Hang on. Deals. I just want deals. I just want game deals. That's it. Hey, anybody use a PC to buy your PS5 games? Let me know how the hell to find the deals, because I was going to show y'all this. Because there's a ton of them. And I do mean a ton. Let's go over to games. Available now, coming soon. Find out more, find out more, find out more. Hey, Crunchyroll, we were just talking about that. I could have swore I just saw something about Crunchyroll. Where'd that go? Hang on. It's going to go recent. Anyways, screw it. I'm not going to sit here and try to find this on a damn PC. Go to your PS5, check it out. There are a ton of games on sale right now. And, oh, here it is. See, I just had to get pissed off, and that's it. Dude, if y'all watched me play through, it's this one right here. There are 3,000 deals. Now, the trick is you come over here and you do the full game, you do the game bundle, and then you do what I do and you go $10 to $20. Okay? So here we go. You got Grounded, you got GTA 5, Hogwarts Legacy, $15. That's actually pretty dang good. You got you got Miles Morales. This is just page one. Like, there is a shit ton of stuff out. Not to mention all the games that are coming out. $18, $19 for Cuphead. That's actually a pretty good deal. Like, I would be interested in grabbing Cuphead for that price. I've been wanting to play it. Like, so much good crap. Go check this sale out. There's probably some stuff on there that you've been waiting for the price to drop on. And yeah, Split Fiction was on the first page before I cut it out. And so, like, there's some good stuff. Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion, clunky name, but $20. That's really good. Midnight Suns, check that thing out if you want it. $15. Like, this is some good stuff. All right, but I do have some better news for y'all because we have Faulkie here. Faulkie, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hey.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good.
Excellent. My sincerest apologies for being delayed. I got tied up elsewhere, and then I got tied up with something with work, and then I had a quick bite to eat with my darling wife, and I am now here.
I am so mad, and I'm angry. This is where you tell me.
That's fair enough.
This is where you tell me an Aussie to fuck off.
It's fair enough.
Ish.
You got to learn this. The Australian euphemism ish. If you say it's 11:45 my time in Thursday morning. 11:45 ish could be anywhere between 11 and 1 p.m. No, but I apologise. I was unexpectedly called on by others to answer a question, and then that led into another issue, and then again payroll week. So
no, dude, you don't have to apologize at all, man. You are great. This is gonna be Faulkie's new entrance music, though. Just when he's on the show, I'll just start off with
"It's coming"
with that right there.
I knew it.
Just so we could.
It's coming.
Just so we can all be prepared and know that he is still going to be here. He is coming around. All right. Okay. So, and Wara added two others that are very Australian. So.
Mike, don't say that. Don't you dare say that.
Belcata.
Yeah.
You gotta put the what is the charge?
I'll punch blokes in the mouth
Chinese
for saying that. Don't you dare say that.
So, anyways, man, this is what I do when there's no other guests here. I just talk random nonsense until somebody else shows up. That's.
Well, I can't. You left the door wide open. Surely somebody else has wandered in and out.
No, Jez showed up. I thought he was gonna hop in. Just out of like a shock or surprise, he didn't. I had a third guest that was going to come on tonight. He decided to cancel, so
at least I showed up.
I'm telling you, I went 0 for 3 until you got here. Now I'm 1 for 3. That's a lot better. Okay, so we have been talking about the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. Just a quick topic on there. And I'm going to use that because one of the things I do like about PlayStation Plus Extra, at least, is it reminds me of when I had a place in my hometown called Video Tan Express. Okay, it was basically a tanning salon with a movie or with a video game rental place attached to it. And I would always, well, shit, come on in. Hell, you have access, Jez. It's just like there's a few people that can come into the chat whenever the hell they want, and you're one of them, and Faulkie's on the Faulkie's one of the others.
Yeah,
Like
we get a little bit. We don't want to just jump in if you've got an agenda and something else sorted out, and you've got other guests. We like to
That's
give them
fair.
space to talk. Sometimes I'll just jump on Discord and I'll have a little sneaky look over the back fence and go, "Has he got anyone in there that I want to talk to? Or how's it going?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'll jump in on this one." But
That's totally fine. So, anyways, we had the Videotan Express stuff, and they had this membership card. It was $15 a month. You could rent whatever you wanted, as long as you could only rent one new release game a week or a weekend, and then like at a time. Old releases though, 3-month-old releases, they'd let you take 2 or 3 of them home for a week. $15, unlimited rental. It was great. That to me is what I use PS Plus Extra and Premium for. It's usually, or PS Plus Extra, I don't have Premium. Because I can get on there and I can find these games and I can play them and I can enjoy them. And we are in the process of procuring something with a 5 in the end of the initials for certain people for a certain holiday that might be coming up. He listens to the podcast now, so I can't say certain things, and so I'm trying to talk in code. But anyways, there's a certain holiday coming up around here, and I really am excited about letting him have PS Plus, because he's going to be able to experience so many games and try out so many things. And so we went over that, talked about that, but using PS Plus to segue, Sony has given us parents the thing that they should have given us a long freaking time ago. I am happy they gave it to us. This is not a railing them for taking so long or anything like that. We finally have an app like Nintendo has, and it actually looks like Sony's will be doing more than Nintendo's. Because Nintendo's, you can really limit quite a few things, and you can see their playtime. But this one looks like it has, like, you could set up damn near timers, like, hey, they can only play this much each day. And I absolutely love that. I'm a dad of 2. My oldest son is a gamer. My youngest son, he beat Sword of the Sea before I did. Like, he rolled credits on that thing before I did. He got to see all the cool stuff. He got to see the shark, the dolphin, everything before me. And so, like, I want to be able to have a little bit more control over what they see when I'm not here. And because my wife doesn't pay attention to the game system when she's here, she might glance up at it a couple times or come out from the kitchen or whatnot and look at it, but she doesn't know what certain games are or what. So I am excited to be able to have a little bit more control over this and to be able to work with, or to be able to use this to work with my kids and be able to set those boundaries. Both of y'all are parents, and so what do y'all think about this new app that's launching?
well, it's got some interesting benefits. The thing, it's kind of like an extension of the parental controls I already had. Because obviously you can, if you set up parent and child, or young person's profile on PSN, you can link it to a parent account, and then there's some controls that go in there. It has its moments where you can set to different game rating levels,
Right.
and spending bits and pieces, but the access times, the game times, all that sort of stuff, it's always been very difficult to administrate. Bringing it forward into a specific app will make it far easier to just get in and do it. But it's some stuff that they've always had in the background has just never really been easy to access or to work through, because half the stuff you got to set up on the console, the other half it has to be done through the app, and you can only link it to one console. You in the app you can rifle through multiple different consoles, but the parental controls can only be done to wherever you've got your main console linked to. So if you've got more than one console in the house, it becomes a little bit disjointed to set it up. And then you've got the problem of game sharing as well. This is how silly it has become, and I hope they fix this. Fortnite's a free-to-play game. 13-year-old son loves playing it. He has a profile on the main PS5, and then we've got a second PS5 in the bedroom, and he's got a profile sitting on both because when we got the second one, we did the transfer over and all the rest of it. I can play on the secondary console because I'm the primary owner. I'm not the primary owner of it, but I'm game sharing on that console. I can play Fortnite, and the wife can play Fortnite, but he can't because the parental controls won't allow him to play it. But I can't change that or unlock it because it's only linked to the main one. So he can't. It's got this second, I suppose, second phase secondary piece, and it's really flippin' annoying. And because he's not, he can't then go on and we can't cancel it and re-download it because he's not the primary console owner. So it's gonna be interesting if he ever gets one for himself, and sets it up in his room, how he's going to go around doing that, because it would be if he's the primary owner, and we have to link the parental controls onto that console, but it's effectively his main console. It will be interesting to see how I can manage that, where game sharing and whatnot, as to whether he accesses any of my games or he's got to buy his own, and that'll really tick me off if that's the case. So, especially if we're not allowed to, he can't access my game sharing stuff because I can't have two secondary consoles. I can only have a primary and a secondary, and you can't have a third one. Because he's not buying the same game twice in this house, I'll tell you that right now.
That's what I was wondering. So my 11-year-old wants to, and this is side topic. So Jez, real quick before I side tangent, what do you think about the parental app? Speaking of that, are your kids older or younger?
I have a 13. I have an old and a younger.
You have an old and a young. Okay.
And a young.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I didn't want to just jump in and throw you off.
No, you were great. You were great.
I was I didn't want to do that. But yeah, I think first off, I think this is. I don't know why it's coming out now. This is something that should have been app wise. You're a little 4 years late. My son's already he's already in it. He was I would say probably at launch he would have been probably 8 years old, which just would have been good. Now he's he just did everything. He grew up now, so not useful on it. But what Faulkie was saying, the thing is that it sometimes it's too much, and the way these accounts are with these primary PlayStations and secondary PlayStations, it's really nice if you had one PlayStation and everybody's on that one, and you could change the profiles and everybody shares everything. But once you add a second PlayStation on another TV or even portals and stuff like that, it's only tied to one account, and then it gets kind of messy with the profiles and what accounts you're activating on there. I have 3 PlayStations, and I know one is the one that he uses with Fortnite because, during COVID, he happened to buy the skins under my account, and that has been wonderful for me because now I got to fight my account with him, and it's the only game that we did on my account because I didn't know he was going to, play Fortnite for 7 years. When we just bought a couple of skins there, and it's now his collection has been there. So we both share that one and play that one. So when he's on there, we're kind of fighting over my profile. And that's the reason why that's one of the reasons why I game some games on PC, because he locks me out of my games when he jumps on Fortnite. And the parental wise, my 6-year-old, she I use the PlayStation Plus to kind of play the games like Paw Patrols and things like that, which is nice for, and sampling some games myself. But I'm I don't know, it gets too much of a headache. And then sometimes if you give their birth date there, it locks it down. So if there's ever a game where it's sort of you want to play together or something like that, and you kind of it's on that threshold there, it would be hard to kind of play it with them because now it's their profile is locked, so you only can play on your profile, and then when they want to play the game, they got to use your profile. That means you can't play anything else.
You can't just allow so Nintendo has it where you can just allow one time.
I don't think you can,
or an exception. You can say, hey, this game is allowed.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't again. I really haven't used the parental controls. I've tried it with Google and stuff, and it you know, it's nice when they are younger, like they're in the 6, 7 year olds, and they just kind of you want to kind of play some games and not start exploring. But when they're at the age where it's like you're not playing that, you know, like I got you not playing that stuff. Like I'm kind of in between those things right now, where I just do parent supervision, man. Really. Like it's sort of like these systems are nice for some things, but they're more of a headache when you have accounts and stuff. That I just kind of like I just manage it myself. Like I'm the parental control. That's it.
Well,
Like,
yes, absolutely.
well, that's the bullshit that I think these things do. Like they kind of make it look like, oh, the system will take care of it. And the system is so much of a headache. I'm the parental control. You don't play this game. If I see you playing it, you get the controller away. You know what I mean? I'm the parent. I don't need a system and a profile share and oh, don't click on that T rated for T games. You're not allowed to access those. No, if I see them playing that stuff, I take the controller away.
Yeah, and
I'm the parental control.
I got at least my youngest hasn't really like ever ventured off of the games that he knows he's okay to play, like Spider-Man or
right?
stuff like that.
You're
like,
the parental control.
My oldest will look at me and he go, "Dad, I don't know. I saw some of the screenshots for this game, and can I play this?" Like he asked because he's like,
yeah,
he knows he has a good head on his shoulders, and he's like, I've never been allowed to like watch movies that have blood and guts spraying everywhere.
Yeah.
So maybe if this video game has it, I probably can't play it. Like there are those moments though, like like Minecraft. I had to unlock. I had to unlock parental controls for Minecraft on the Switch because my oldest has a Switch, my youngest plays the PlayStation, and they play Minecraft together. And so the youngest, the oldest had to get parental permission on the app to access the online features of Minecraft. Like that was a nightmare because I had to unlock it on the Nintendo and I had to unlock it on the Microsoft account as well.
I said like it's ridiculous. Like you wind up spending more time and even sometimes like Faulkie said, buying 2 games at once to like buying the game again because you locked yourself out because of the parental control. And one of the things I want to say is one it's crazy. And one of the things I want to say is like even the kids games are adult. Like, that's the shit that drives me crazy. You look at Roblox and you see the shit that's in there. They had Squid Game in there and shit like that. I'm like, how am I supposed to parental control within these games? Because you got Fortnite with all their creative shit and all their characters. Like, he's like, Eminem is in Fortnite. What music does he play? Oh, no, you're not listening to that music. Like, you know, but he's in Fortnite. Everybody's hyping Eminem's there. Or Travis Scott's in Fortnite. Let me listen to his songs. No. You know what I mean? And this is the fucking bullshit that we have to deal with as parents is like the kids games have adult content in it and there's no fucking filter for that shit. I'm sorry, now I'm cursing. There's no filter. You know, there's no filter for that stuff. Even on Roblox and Minecraft, like, you know what I mean? Like it's and even people, and once you get on that online stuff, man, people like killing people, roasted chickens, cooking them, burning them in Minecraft. Like as funny graphics as it is, the stuff that people do is very mature. That look at them, they're burning that person. Like, you know, they throw them in the fireplace and it's like, maybe. And they're screaming and yelling and cursing, and kids are talking and yelling. Like there's a lot, there's so much stuff, and those are supposedly kid games.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, you might as well just go play some Call of Duty. Like, what are we doing here? Because it is crazy.
From personal experience, when I was like 13, 14, 15, I'd have even been younger. I was 10 when I got my first PlayStation. I was 11 when I was playing 10 or 11 when I was playing Metal Gear Solid, the first one. Like, you think about today's kids versus back then. Like playing God of War and God of War 2. Back then in those sort of games, obviously they're rated very differently back then, and you know, we weren't silly. We knew that was stylized violence, and that's not what you're supposed to do out in the real world. But like some of us grew up as kids watching those 80s action movies and and all the cartoons and stuff, and we just
go
knew
back
that
and
it
watch
was-
those movies and the innuendos and all the stuff that's in there now.
Oh, some of those early.
Dude, I lived that
those-
Mortal Kombat stuff, like the whole Mortal Kombat with the Super NES. That was like my 12-year-old, 11-year-old.
They had to add the blood option in the.
I got the one with the dust. I had the
you got
the
dust?
Super Nintendo version. I went over my friend's house who got the Genesis, and he had the blood, so we played over his house. But I got the one with the dust because I had Super Nintendo.
Yep. But the back then, it was the only parental controls was when your parents bought it for you or someone bought it for you, and that was it. And that was a no-brainer. If mom or dad
it was
looked
done
it
at
and
the
went,
retail.
"Nah." Yep, that was it. Can I have this? Yes, no, and that was it. Simple. These days, you can set, they can have up to this rating level, but they can't have this access to this. You can have specific games excluded, or you can have playtimes only between here and there, but they can't have playtime here, and the only way you can do it is to put this pin number. Come on, how many kids know the pin numbers to these access points because they're smart enough to figure it out?
You stop calling me out, okay? You just stop calling me out. That's all I'm saying. My son grabbed the tablet the other day and was like, "Dad, can I watch some YouTube Kids on the iPad?" And I was like, "Yeah, go ahead. Here, bring it over here." He goes, "No, I got it." And I was like, "You what?" I was like, "Wait a minute. How do you have my pin? How did you do that?" So go ahead. That's all I'm saying. I felt called out. Go ahead.
Hey, look, if you feel offended or called out by it, that's a you problem, not a me problem.
Facts.
But that was it. I mean, they get to a point where technology is supposed to make things simpler, and they're making things more and more complicated for those of us who are responsible for young people. And it's look, I just want to say no.
That's us in the know. It's complicated
no.
for us.
Yeah. A young fella goes to me the other day. We've been back and forth about the Five Nights at Freddy's thing, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's another kid's game, not kids' game. Yeah.
Yeah. So I said to him several times, he wants to watch the movie, he wants to do this. I said, look, when you read things, you can forget them easily. When you hear things, if it's not a heightened experience at the time you hear it, you'll forget them. You cannot unsee stuff. See it, that's it. You can't unsee it. And I've said it with Aliens and Predators and all the other stuff that he's wanted to watch. So you cannot unsee this. Are you sure you want to watch it? And you tell me if you want to stop. He goes, back and forth about it, and he goes, "Dad, I want to have a go at Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. It's a smaller game. It's not as bad as the big games. Kids, the mates at school are playing it, and I just want to try it." Right, cool, no worries, you can try it. And we did a bit of research and watched a few videos, and okay, no worries. It was free on PS Plus at the time, so downloaded it, and he's been having a good time playing it. But there have been some moments where he's just gone, "Oh, no, had enough, not tonight." And it's just him getting to that threat, and recognizing his own threshold and experience. And it's not too bad because it doesn't have that hype of gory violence and all the rest of it in there. It's mostly just jump scares of quirky looking robots jumping out from behind the door. But he's he and I had a very mature conversation about it, and like, well, it's your choice ultimately, mate. I'm going to allow you to have a crack at it, but I'm going to watch and keep an eye on it to make sure you're not saying yes to something that you're going to regret later.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other games in there that are like, what's the other one he was playing? Skull and Bones? I think it was Skull and Bones. That Ubisoft pirate game. And it's like, I had to give him special permission for him to play it because it's an M-rated game or something like that.
Yeah.
And all he does is he just jumps on the ship, drive around and shoot other ships. That's all he wants to do. He's not cared about the storyline or any of that other stuff. He just likes to go around and be a pirate and shoot other ships. So if that's all he wants to play the game to do, well, I've got no issues there. But he's definitely not playing GTA 5 until he's old enough. He keeps saying to me, "Why can't I?" I said, "Mate, there's stuff in there that you can't avoid that you really shouldn't be exposed to at your age." "Oh, but my friends are playing it, so I don't care what your friends' parents allow them to do. You're not doing it." And it's as simple as that.
I was gonna say GTA is it almost got my dadgum PlayStation yanked out of my house. I didn't have it.
Yeah,
but just the fact that game was allowed to be played on my PlayStation, if I ever somehow magically got that game, because you could go to a strip bar and you have to kill a stripper and you get to watch her dance and you can, like, there's all this other stuff going on. You shoot people. It's this, it's that. It's not just like fake. It's all this, like, those are real guns depicted in this, like, all of it. I swear to goodness, dude, my dad almost yanked my game system out of the house because that was never, ever allowed. I could play the most grotesque alien shooting, slicing, green guts going everywhere. Once it turned red and they started looking like people, my dad was a no-no. He said no. That I was just not allowed to absorb that. And, like, I'm happy about that. I'm happy that most of the stuff that happened, that most of the stuff, sorry, let me rephrase that, most of the stuff I played was more age appropriate, because even now, I still like that. I still like a lot of those, like, my sons and I will sit down and we'll watch TV together. We'll watch some of those old, or the kind of the teen shows, you know, like the superhero teen shows and shit, like all the ones that are on Netflix and all that shit. Like, we'll watch those. And I just get a kick out of it, and I think it's because I wasn't overexposed to all that other shit so young that I actually got to, like you did. Hey, listen, some of these images are just going to stick with you, right? Like, we need to guard the younger minds to let them enjoy being young. That's been the hardest thing, I think, for me to understand, is that, listen, I have to tell my kid often, and it's mainly my oldest because I can have hard conversations with him. He's 11 now. And, like, we're having really good conversation now. And I can look at him and go, hey, listen, dude, a dad's job isn't just to protect you from the outside world. Sometimes it's to protect you from yourself. Like, and that's one of the things that I just try to instill in him, that, like, hey, as you go through, you know right and you know wrong. And tonight I was really proud of him. There was a kid who was kind of bullying his younger brother and trying to, like, hit him. And this other kid was chasing my youngest, and my oldest saw it, runs out, steps in front of this guy, and just, like, my wife, she saw the whole thing. She was like, she, like, set up like he, like, did a pick in basketball. Like, she goes, he just stood there with his hands crossed in front of him, and the guy hit him and fell backwards. And I was like, awesome, cool. Dude gets up.
Stonewall.
Just stoned him, dude. Just got him off. Next happened, the guy gets back up, or the kid gets back up, starts chasing my youngest again to try to hit him. Well, my son, this time a little bit more force, elbows him in the chest and makes him fall down again. And then it turns into this whole thing. The other kid starts crying and all this other stuff. And I looked at my wife, I said, honey, there's some level in me that just wants to high five him and take him out for ice cream. Like, there's but there's also some level that's like, okay, maybe resorting to violence. But I even told him, I said, dude, why don't you ask a parent? And he goes, I had no time, Dad. If I would have asked a parent, my brother would have gotten hit. And so, like, raise children to make good decisions.
Yeah, give them the tools.
Give them the tools, and not the Xbox ones. Give them the actual tools.
Those tools are still in the mail.
Those tools are still in the mail. Holy crap! Stephen Leon with the 10 gifted members. He hit. Brian East, Fabrizzle, Freddy214, William R. Aguilar, Cfresh2180, Aaron Walsh, Michael Meridian, Toolman55, Rob Gomez, and Old Man Gaming Guru. Y'all now have the ability to help shape the show and to give yourself a voice as members of the channel. So be checking out how to participate in that. All right. Y'all want to talk about...
Well, you know what? One other thing, I was going to say, I think, like, I'm going to see the Demon Slayer movie tomorrow. I'm hyped up, man. My son got me all into that now. But he got me into it.
Yeah.
And when I didn't... and anime is another thing where it's, like, it is very mature. Like, I didn't know... He watched the whole thing of Demon Slayer. I didn't even know what it was. And when I first went to go see, he's like, oh, yeah, Dad, they cut the heads off. And I'm like... He watched them when he was, like last year. He's been watching it since last year. He was 12. And I'm like... What do you mean they ripped their heads off? And then you watch how gory it is. I'm like, yo, this is awesome for me. You watched all this already? And he got into it, and he got me into it, man. Yo, I am so hyped for that movie now. And it is but like again, even with all the with all Netflix and Peacock the Cox and Paramount Plus, dude, they have access. They go to the TV. Like even my daughter, like I try to put it on kids mode, but even that stuff, it's not really like it doesn't really work. And they have access to everything. And what sucks is that these like Amazon Fire TVs and Google TVs, they just throw all these movies at you, and like my kids just know not to click on them, but they're like, I watch horror movies, so it's like, hey, here's some horror movies, and then all of a sudden there's like Teen Titans right next to it, and it's a bunch of like shark eating people and stuff like this. By the way, that Dangerous Animals that's on Shudder, I just watched that one. It was like a serial killer that used sharks to kill people. It was really good. Anyway, I just watched that today. But yeah, it's like it mixes all that stuff together, so it's like, again, the best parenting is like you said, give the tools and just monitor it yourself. Like you can't just depend on these systems and profiles to do their job, because they're not.
Because real funny story about that real quick. You talked about how everything's kind of jumbled because it might be your Netflix profile, the kid's Peacock profile, the wife's Hulu profile, and your smart TV compiles.
And then it shows it on the front.
Right.
Yeah, in the front. Right. Yeah.
I have literally, I was so pissed. I had sat for 45 minutes one day going through the stupid ass question thing that Google gives you on Google TV, crap, what the hell is it called? The interface. On the interface, it gives you like this questionnaire, like, hey, do you want to see this ad? No, I don't. You can go to the next one. Do you want to see this ad? No, I don't. Do you want this? No, mature content. Like, and then you can kind of curate it to where for like 2 weeks straight, it was nothing but beautiful child and family shows. It was great. Then the power went out, and the TV reset, and we never have been able to get that shit back again. So now,
dude, it's fucking the Wolfman. It's like Wolfman's on the front. I'm like, oh shit. Don't click on that.
My favorite, there was one night, it was like bloody lies or lies in blood. I remember it said lies on the front and had like blood dripping down the front of the. And I was like, oh man, what the shit? My 6-year-old is right here.
I know.
Like, can we?
And my daughter's just navigating past it. Like she turned on the TV and there's all like the horror movies and all the stuff. There's John Wick, and she's like, oh no, here's mine. She just knows what she wants and she just goes right to it. But you gotta watch. Some kids just like go explore. Like my kids are like, they know what they want, they go to what they want, and they don't wander. But man, if it was me at their age, man, we were wandering, man. We were wanderers.
We were looking for the fuzzy channels. We were
the scrambled, like, you know.
We were looking for the scrambled channels.
I look at it now and I'm like, yo, it's right there. Like they could just like I could rip the TV out of the wall. There's no defense to this stuff. I put a TV in their room and it's like I gotta rip it out.
Oh,
what the hell is he watching?
I guarantee you.
Watching Demon Slayer.
I guarantee you, if my child ever gets a TV in his room, which will probably happen,
it's gonna happen.
When he gets a TV in his room, I'm gonna have to try to make it not a smart TV. Like I'm just gonna.
You got the antenna ears. You got to do the antenna ears and put the antenna in the window. He just gets like 3 channels.
Yeah, worse is the internet. TV is a close second. Exactly. Like that's
TV is bad.
Well, because when I was, and I've used this argument before and looked at people and gone, well, I had a TV in my room when I was a kid, but then it dawned on me that TV had 2 turn knobs, one for UHF. One for RHF and UHF, I think.
And the same program, and programming ended too. Like at 11:30 after the honeymooners, it was like there was info channels. You're like, you go to bed because there's nothing to watch.
There's nothing to watch.
Meanwhile, they watch. Oh, it's just season 5 of Demon Slayer. Season 4, we got episode 5. It doesn't. Oh, and after that one, they got new episodes of Hunter x Hunter. Oh, I got to keep. It doesn't end. So you know what to turn it off.
I made my kid.
It's insane, isn't it?
It's so
stupid. It's insane, dude. The phone. I know it happens to me too. Half the time.
It is. That's why I'm so happy. Like
programming stopped. It was like honeymooners, go to bed.
Like they're into jiu-jitsu now, and I am so happy about that. They're into jiu-jitsu. They've been doing a lot of outdoor activities now that the weather finally broke down here a bit, and it's been a lot better. But for like 2 weeks out of the summer, down here at least in good old Arkansas, it's hot. And I mean, like, weather advisory, hide your kids, hide your wife, don't let the dogs go outside. Like, it's bad. We were at like 112, 115 degrees, heat index, bad ozone, stay inside, blah, blah, blah. And so, like, for like 2.5 weeks, solid. It was just stay inside. And nobody does anything. And so what do you do when you're inside? Well, there's only so many times you can play Life and Monopoly and Family Smack or Family Boom. Family Boom is what it's called. Like, there's only so many times you can play these games before you're like, okay, somebody go find a screen or take a nap. You're just like, or go draw, color, paint, whatever. Just, we all need to go our separate ways for a little bit. And so, but no, anyways, y'all gave me a new perspective on these parental apps because, yeah, I have the Nintendo app on my phone and it has deleted itself, but the app is still on the homepage or on the, it's still on the phone, but like it's gone now to where like all the information for the app is up in the cloud, so it has a little cloud symbol next to it.
Yeah.
Because
but Nintendo, like that system by itself is like rated E for everyone. Like that's the one I'll give to my kids because all the games on there are like they're safe for like they're fine. Like my daughter grabs the Switch and she just plays it. And, you know, there's the Olympics, Sonic at the Olympics. I got the Donkey Kong. Like so that thing is a parental control in itself. That's what's so nice about the Switch thing. It's like
that's a good statement.
I don't have like Cyberpunk or I don't have those games on there. Those are like my other games. That one's just for the Mario and the kids games, and that's the one, and the Kirby's, and they love them, and that's Nintendo's charm, man. They got some. I'm excited for their state of play, their thing coming up too on Friday. I'm excited to see what they got cooking for the Switch. Hopefully, it's more Metroid. I want to see that Metroid.
Yeah, Nintendo does really well in that. The most they're going to see is like maybe some jiggly physics from some of the more niche anime games that are on there.
Yeah,
but
I know.
It's even that
not the
is
ones
like,
I buy. Yeah,
that's not. No, I'm just.
Oh, that shit.
Jez is like, I don't know what you're playing on the Switch.
It's Mario, Sonic, Donkey Kong. Metro, like yeah.
I was saying if they were ever in the store, they would see
the tentpole titles.
Just the tentpoles. Hey, only
they're not going in those stores because they need my credit. Nobody's buying anything. That's why I got parent controls on. You want parent controls? You make sure that they got codes so they don't buy stuff. How many times stupid Amazon Fire TV, they clicked on it, they thought we had the movie, and it just all of a sudden my phone lights up. It's like, oh, you just bought episode 1 of friggin' Dora. Yep. I'm like, who? Because my daughter just clicked on it. So I blocked. Venom. That's on parent control. My credit card.
That's what I ended up buying through Fandango or Voodoo before it switched over to Fandango.
Now it's Fandango at home. But block that stuff because they click on those shows. And even it fools me. Amazon they're slick. They got all the movies.
Their buy now buttons quick as shit.
Yeah, yo. I made sure it wasn't one click buy because they got movies there. I'm like, oh wow, they're ready, and then you see a little lock on the bottom when you click on it. It's like, oh, this movie's buy it for $15. I'm like,
Jez is gonna be out with his wife one night trying to pay for dinner. The credit card doesn't fucking work because he looks at it and goes,
I see it on my
Voodoo?
phone. Everything.
Fandango? What the fuck are all these charges?
I got Alexas all over the house. When something gets purchased, everything just goes bling 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 bling. Everything. It's like a freaking fire alarm. So everybody knows if something gets purchased on Amazon, they all bling bling, like everything just blings. My phone lights up.
That's freaking great.
That's the parental control. I gotta, man. When somebody, I was like, "Who bought Dora? What the hell is this?" Episode 1 of Dora. I locked that down. Put codes on for everybody now.
Isn't being a parent fun?
Yo, sorry guys, we kind of went on this whole parental thing, but this is
in the know. Dude, this is for us in the know. Do you know how many people I know that don't even know what the hell it is, like any of this stuff is? Profile, I don't even know my password. And meanwhile, their kids are probably ordering everything, and they don't even know. Like, this is us in the know. It's a headache. I can't imagine.
My favorite is when you look at a parent, it's like, oh no, we don't have any of that stuff on there. We just trust our children. I just look at them and go, okay.
Oh, yeah. Go look at your credit card. Oh, we don't pay that either. Yeah, well, that's why.
Let me see. Shit. All right, we're gonna.
Oh, yeah. We're in debt. It's like, oh, yeah, well, I can tell you what.
but your son has gold everything in Fortnite. Just to let you know, you're
he just
welcome.
Yo, please. He just bought the golden goose egg or some shit like that. Oh man.
Oh God, yeah. Hey, Brian,
wild.
you are
that's
100% correct. Go ahead, Faulkie.
I was going to say, isn't that a whole lot of fun?
Yeah, it's a lot of
when
fun,
they
dude.
when they figure out how to access and start charging stuff through.
That's it. Yeah. Oh man, we need a new show. We gonna call the Gamer Dads.
Gamer Dads.
That's what it's gonna be like.
God bless, man. It's just a therapy session for all gamer dads.
raising families in the age of computers and video games.
Oh shit, man. My parents, now looking back, I'm like, man, my parents had that shit easy. Like, cause once I got my ass kicked 35 times in Bad Dudes in 20 minutes, I went outside. Like,
yeah, right. Right? Well, yeah, friends like, and then you had to make the lights had to come on. I had to come in when the lights are on. Man, it was crazy. But yeah, no, man, they did have it easy. This is crazy. No, and I was watching some video was like, the people. One of the things about being like our age, we all like tech for our parents for passwords and for our kids for passwords. Like right in the middle, where my dad. I gotta like help him with all his passwords and all the other stuff, and then tell him not to download stuff. And I'm saying the same things to my kids, like you need his password and don't download this, don't click on that. And then my dad, I'm telling him to click on don't. Like it's like we're right in the middle of like tech support for for our parents and for our kids.
oh,
that's how I feel, man. It's crazy.
Bless. That's great.
We're right in the middle.
Hey, speaking of tech support, I'm gonna use this to get. To go a little further. So speaking of tech support, we have actually, you know what, guys? We are at the halfway point of the show. If you could hit that like button. What we're going to do real quick is we are going to get into our member topic of the week.
Got to start the show.
Yeah, no
start
shit.
the show.
We're just gonna start the show
so sorry.
now.
Gamer Dad. You got to name the first segment Gamer Dads.
Gamer Dads, that's right. Heck, we might just start doing that. Almost everybody I have on is a dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot.
We'll correlate.
Okay, so here we go. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the Members Voice segment. This was a topic thrown out by the Kipling Lounge. He was one of the very first members on the channel. And so here's what he said. He said, with a string of failed live service and fair games looking like it's going to be a flop as well as Marathon, with all the money that PlayStation has lost, will all the money that PlayStation has lost force them to do an Xbox and go full third party to recoup the shareholders' losses? They pretty much seem to be ignoring the PlayStation community now in favor of a widening gaming community. So, the question is, the last part was a statement, his kind of analysis of Sony. The question is, will all the money that PlayStation has lost due to live service stuff force them to do an Xbox and go full third party to recoup shareholders' losses? Now, my take on that is that there are no shareholder losses because they're performing really, really well year over year right now. So, yes, they've lost money on it, but either they're doing a damn good job of hiding the money, or it didn't affect the bottom line as much because other things have been able to offset it. This is where I have Faulkie. And so, yeah, Faulkie, the Kipling's Lounge has asked this question. He's not in the chat. He always watches the show the day after. So what do you think on this?
There's a lot of different parts to this. The most succinct way I can answer that without going on a 3-hour TED talk about how it all works is that with any entertainment development, not just gaming, but all of it, movies, music, books, all consumed entertainment is all very similar in investment as say any other project, so like construction or business venture or technology inputs or something like that. So they will get an idea, or someone will pitch an idea and they'll ask for funding for it. And if it meets certain criteria, depending on what it's up against in the list of programs, there might be 100 different things seeking funding, and management can approve 20 of them. If it's within the risk profile appetites and the initial numbers suggest that the returns are going to be worth doing it and blah, 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 based off information that they've gotten through either market analysis, known data. A lot of this stuff is guesswork. Let's be upfront. It's pretty sophisticated estimations, but a lot of it is guesswork because you're asking for money to build a product today or to start building it today, and it's not going to hit the market for 3 to 5 years. And who knows what the market will be like in 3 to 5 years. But when you line it up against the slate of everything else that you're currently building that's coming out and coming down the pipeline, all gaming companies and publishers will have that. They'll know what's happening and they know what each other are doing to a large degree. They sort of can steer through that pretty quickly. What they don't know is what consumers are going to do if other factors just randomly pop up. But to suggest that because they've made all these losses, they now need to just throw the poise out of the cotton, just chase after every cent they can get. That's not how it works. They will have an amount that they are prepared to write off every year as a minimum on failed projects. And if you think these companies don't have that factored into their budgets, they do. They absolutely do. Herman's comments the other day is we'd like for things to fail early and fail a lot much cheaper. The last thing you want to do is take a product to market having, like with Concord, every indicator was telling them it was going to be fine. Every indicator was telling them it was going to go well. Everything that I've seen come from PlayStation relating to that and some detailed information is saying that this thing met market criteria, risk on investment, return on investment, everything boxes ticked everywhere. At no stage did they come back with anything that was a red flag or even an orange flag to say there's a problem here, we've got to delay or reconsider. What they did different was that they chose not to have a massive marketing campaign because it would have clashed up against another third-party game that they were doing the marketing deal with. So they tried a grassroots campaign, which is why they had those YouTube videos coming out. And this is the character, this stuff. Because the game developers chose to not have storyline or campaign or anything like that. It was just a pure online hero shooter style game. The mechanics of the game were brilliant. The graphics in the game were brilliant. The play, the gunplay, the methodology and all that sort of stuff. Everybody who played it, who knew what they were talking about, absolutely loved it. But it never landed. For multiple different reasons, it just didn't resonate with the audience. And they still can't figure out what went wrong because all the indications said it should have gone right. To have that happen sent shockwaves all the way back up through to initial production. Like they have redesigned parts of their production pipeline specifically to stop that from happening again, which is why you're now seeing a lot more engagement and detail put forth from PlayStation first parties about where the games are at. And they've delayed they say they haven't delayed it indefinitely, but Marathon's gone back for a redesign and they've taken on all the feedback and they sought written feedback from the playtesters. What's the game that's in beta at the moment? Marvel's Tokon Fighting?
Yep.
That's an ex-dev led with Arc Sysworks, who Arc Sysworks is going to do a great job. Why do you think they're doing a beta now and that thing got delayed? That's the learnings they took from the Concord disaster. I know I shouldn't call it that, but that's what it is. But in talking about fair games, that got the ruler applied to it, same as every other studio does. But then it got this heightened amount of disciplinary review because of what happened with Concord. Let's not forget the first one that popped out was Helldivers 2, and that thing did much better than they expected.
Yeah.
And then sort of sit, and when you get that straight out of the gate, you're going, oh yeah, cool. So we're on a winner here. The next one will be great. And the next one was Concord. Bam, went completely the other way. Was superior in almost every part compared to Helldivers. Graphics, gunplay, gameplay, engagement, target audience, all that sort of stuff. All the recipe there to succeed, and it failed miserably because no one played it. Because you've got to draw people in from other games to play these online games. That's the piece that they missed. Helldivers 2 did amazingly well because it had a brilliant music soundtrack and it was funny as shit. it was just mad fun to get in there and have fun with your friends, and just the tongue-in-cheek, Starship Troopers style. It related, and it had an audience already that were just ready to play it, and that's why it's done so well over on. Well, it's arguable, but it's done well on Xbox when they've released it over there. The people that are playing it over there are loving it because it's getting a market. But the issues that, to get back to Fair Games, they then had an even harsher critique put on them. Clearly, they absolutely missed a deadline and missed key deliverables. And when that happens, at the massive miss that had happened, someone's got to go. That's why Jade Raymond's gone. Couldn't deliver on what was required. Fine, we'll find someone else to do it. Jade's exit. There's a few other seniors that have exited. They haven't canned the game yet. They've given them a chance to go back and fix stuff. But they're doing the same thing with Marathon. They're going to try and get something out of their investment because of how much they have invested. When you do projects, there's a certain point where you go, I'll write all this cost off as sunk cost and we'll try something else. And that's usually when it spits out at a decision point where it's either not going to make it to market, it's going to cost way too much to get it to market that it'll ever recover anything, or you're too far away from hitting the targets, or it's just there's no more demand or interest in it. You can usually knock things on the head pretty early when you get to concept stage, but these things have been in development. There's some appetite out there for them, but there's a lot of money invested in them, and to just do the changes and get them to market, so it would be suggested that it's not a huge amount more of investment above what would have been there anyway. Time delays make issues there, but if you've got an opportunity to get something back out of it rather than just write the whole lot off and get nothing back out of it, sometimes I'll keep a game going in development to get it out to market, take a massive loss on it, just to keep the team together whilst the next thing in the pipeline's coming along. Because if they got nothing to work on, there's no reason to keep the development teams around. And a lot of the time, the development team aren't the reason the game fails. It's the creatives and the visionaries who have missed the mark on what they're needing to do. So, that being said, is there a concern for the shareholders? No, because they budget for this stuff. They factor these things into their performances, and the shareholders make their decisions based off what their earnings are suspected to be or not. The outcomes of those and a need to then go and chase additional dollars, which would have costs attached to them anyway to get those returns. It's not that the shareholders are going to expect it, because when Sony stand up at the start of the financial year and say, hey, this is what we forecast our outcomes are going to be, and this is what the earnings per share and dividends and growth and all that sort of stuff is predicted to be coming out of it, the shareholders make their decision then whether they're going to hold or not. And if they exceed shareholders, like the shareholder expectations, well, that's great. If they fail to meet with them, well, then that's an issue. But it's not limited to one vision usually. I know PlayStation's a big part of Sony, but it's not just restricted down to should they take games everywhere, and does it make sense to do that, because there's always a cost and a trade-off. But writing write-offs for failed projects is definitely something that they absolutely do budget for, and they budget a large amount.
Well, wasn't it Shuhei that was like what was it, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 games don't even make it off the cutting room floor?
8 out of 10.
Was it 8 out of 10?
Yeah, so at PlayStation, 8 out of 10 never make it past pre-production.
That's what it was, yeah. Shit.
8 out of 10 don't make it past pre-production, and then those that do go past pre-production, 1 out of 4 make it to final production and then out to market.
Yes.
It's like 90-something% of ideas concepted in those studios never ever see the light of day.
Which is crazy.
And we're not talking about 1 or 2 a year. We're talking about hundreds a year. I read an article written by... who was it? It was written by one of the PlayStation studio heads. They said it, wrote in an article on one of the posts or blogs or somewhere. Some interview they did. that their creative team over the last 3 years, I don't think it was Guerrilla. I think it was might have been Santa Monica. The creative team had put up over 3 years. They put up 20-something ideas, and they still hadn't had one that hit.
Oh,
and this
no.
was from one of the prodigious team.
Was it? Okay, for some reason I thought that was what Days Gone said. Or the Bend. I thought that was Sony Bend that said that.
Oh, you know, Bend put up 8 when they went after Days Gone. They pitched 8.
8,
including,
okay.
Days Gone 2.
Yeah, I knew it was a larger
and they all
number.
got knocked on the head.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was just in that one pitch. So they delivered Days Gone 2, and then one of the leads exited, and the second one was still there. They took Days Gone 2 and 7 other ideas to pitch to internal management at Bend, and none of them made it past internal management in that one pitch. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Sony Santa Monica.
God bless.
They fronted up. In 3 years, they did 40-something pitches, and none of them got through.
At that point,
And we're not...
I don't know. At that point, I'm firing the team making the pitches. That's
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's you look at the pedigree of Sony Santa Monica or Naughty Dog or the other ones. They rely on a very small team of creatives to come up with brilliant ideas, and then they're not just left to do it themselves. They're pitching it to Scott Rhodes, Shuhei Yoshida, whoever's in charge of production, and they've got to go through and meet all these different criteria, and they test it and all that sort of stuff. And some of it is as simple as they get to a point where they go, what this game was meant to be and what it has morphed into, it's just not going to work. And we need to be honest about that. And, creative people will constantly come up with new ideas and things they want to explore and things they want to try. And it's just corralling that into a direction that can be challenging for the bean counters and the ops managers. Because ultimately this is a business, and you've got to try and take someone's vision and turn it into a sellable product. So, as much as people hate that, that's what it is. And they can carry on and cry and scream and whinge about it till the cows come home. It ain't going to change it. Unless you want to go out and build your own games, suck it up and deal with it. That's the market, that's the industry. And it is not going to change.
Yeah, I think what Sony took, I don't think they have this black. I'm sure it hurt them a little bit, but I don't think they're going to have to pivot to make up this money lost on these things. I think with these service games, I think what they did was they learned their lesson with Concord and the fact that they didn't listen to the feedback from the beta. They just kept gun-ho. They didn't see the responses from the beta and realize that, hey, we should, because that beta was like the full thing, and they didn't kind of hear the feedback, see what people were saying, and take it back and let it cook some more. They just said, nope, here's your beta. And we're just going to leave it as is, and people, just because that's all they did. They tweaked a little bit here and there, but, some of the criticism stuff, they really just kind of glossed over it. They thought that they could face the music, and they did face the music, and they faced it to a slap in the face. Nobody wanted to play it, and they didn't have the sustainable, the sustainable audience to keep the game going. So now what I think they've done is they learned from that, going, well, and they learned it with Marathon, going, people are saying crap when they're playing the beta. They don't like this. They don't like this. They don't like what they're seeing. Put it back. We need to listen to the beta feedback. And now they're doing the same thing with Token. They're doing a feedback. Because think about it. Helldivers was one of their first service games. They didn't do a beta for it. They just dropped it, and it was boom, hit lightning in a bottle. Helldivers 2. They did a beta for Concord, but they did it more of an incentive to kind of to get people into the game. But they didn't use the feedback to change it. So I think now they learned that, hey, we can't just put a beta out there and not listen to people. We need the community to build the game that they want, because then when we release it, we'll have the trust of that community, and that will foster more and more people to join in, and we'll have an audience there. But if we ignore the feedback from the beta, then and I think a lot of these companies are realizing that they need to listen to the feedback from the betas and what people want, especially for these multiplayer games, because the worst thing in the world is for people just to not play their game, because they lose an audience. Then the people who play don't have a quick matchmaking, they leave and your game just falls. And they realize that it is more, and that's why I don't like when these businesses realize this stuff, because then they kind of use influences and they use all the Twitch streamers and things like that to kind of falsely pump up the game to build that community thing, and not really get that genuine feedback and get a genuine interest in the game. Instead, what they do is they use, you know, mouthpieces and headpieces and streamers and stuff to build hype, like, you know, Multiverses did, where they gave everybody early access to these streamers and they played exclusively and built this whole audience of watching them play. But that's the other problem. You got a bunch of people watching the game and one streamer playing it. That don't help the install base, you know. So like, I think Sony's learned from the Concord stuff, and we'll see Fair Games going in there. I just, the thing is regardless of them learning, I don't think Fair Games and Marathon are gonna, I think they may like just cruise under the radar and stay there, but I don't think they're gonna be these service games that they need them to be. And, you know, we'll see, because I think, you know, the connotation of service game, you're already fighting an uphill battle. And I just don't see them having to compensate for that by putting games on Xbox or PC to offset the loss of those. I just think that they're just going to be much more cautious. And if more fail, then they're just going to kind of back out of the whole thing. I do think, though, that in with Ghosts of Yotei, I think that multiplayer may be like, it'll come with the game if you buy it, but I do think it may be a separate purchase like next year when it comes out.
You mentioned that on your show on Monday.
Yeah, I know. That's why I think that's going to happen, because if you listen to the way they announced it, they said included with Ghost of Yotei, like the game, you get it, which makes it sound like it may be a purchasable thing for people who didn't buy the game, and it's a separate thing. Because I was so surprised that they never really used that the shadows or whatever like that as kind of a spin-off of the first game, and kind of continue giving content to it and building that out. They kind of just like, you know, moved on. So maybe the second one they'll do that. They'll kind of build it out, add more maps, and maybe even PvP in there, which would be awesome, you know, because that's what we wanted in the first one. So we'll see. But I think this service thing is a challenge, and I think everybody's trying to figure out this service thing. And Helldivers was good, and it was a double-edged sword. It was incredible success, which gave them a false sense of security, thinking that they got the recipe, and then Concord came and took out their knees and realized that no, you don't have the recipe, and you need to do better and see what's going on. Because again, I agree with Faulkie. Like, the game was not bad. The game by itself, the mechanics, the graphics, the game wasn't bad. It was just not innovative. It was received. It was received. Well, people didn't like the character look stuff. People didn't like the same, like, people didn't like the map, the game modes, and also too the element of what made it different was so hidden and such a small nuance, like the stacking of traits and stuff like that really they never gave a tutorial to explain that, to emphasize that, and really show why they differentiated from other ones. And it was more of a copycat thing to Overwatch, and with characters that people did not like. And you know too, when you try to mimic Overwatch, it's hard, because that is a passionate group. Those characters are loved. Like, everybody likes that thing. Those characters, man. I remember selling merch about those characters before they even released. Everybody loved those characters. So it's tough to do a copycat of that game, and unless you got Marvel, you know what I mean. Unless you got the Marvel characters that people equally love, but you don't have that with Concord. And also too, the way they showed that game was just bad. Like, they just said that, like, they were gonna do like bootleg Guardians of the Galaxy we'll have weekly videos packages, and it's like, that's the content, weekly video packages about them. Like, it was a mess. Like, it was, yeah. the way and that added to the poor reception of it, because the way they rolled it out, gameplay was after they showed the and they did the same thing in Fair Games. So, you know, we got to see. And Fair Games is another problem, because guess what? GTA 6 comes out, and if they do GTA Online with heists and stuff, you better not be putting Fair Games anywhere near kind of or anything like that.
You're
done.
Just delay it.
Just don't even put it out.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah.
Okay, so
because the way it's looking, it's like, who knows?
And Josh said that Ghost of Tsushima Legends is now available to buy separate from Ghost of Tsushima. So yes, that's actually in the sale. Yeah, it's actually in the sale right now that I was looking at earlier. That is one of the things that's in the sale. Yeah. So you can get that.
So yeah, the second one's going to do that too.
Oh, more than likely. And honestly, dude, the way you presented it on your show, it makes total sense. But in answer to the members' question, no, I don't think that they need to recoup anything. I don't think the shareholders are super pissy about it. If they were, I think more heads would have been rolling. I think what Faulkie said, his analysis, and what Jez added to it, perfect. Thank you so much for the user-submitted question. A user-submitted? Member-submitted question. There we go. And yeah, can't wait to do that again next time we go over these. Okay, so on to the next one, because we do have some pretty fun stuff to talk about in Borderlands 4. This is a game where the hype train is about to kick my ass and run me over. So I'm really glad that we saw this article today, because it says, hot off the heels of performance worries, Borderlands 4 has now managed to crash during a promo video.
Oh.
Uh-huh. So it's set to launch later this week. While we haven't had any reviews drop for the title just yet, it's being described in recent reviews as more of Borderlands 2 and less of Borderlands 3. Great news for people who are fans of the franchise. I'm paraphrasing a little bit of this. We already had Randy Pitchford saying the game will be unplayable on PCs that fall below the game's minimum specs. And there are also reports of the game running horrendously on the Switch too. No shit. Sounds like it's going to be a graphical powerhouse, and couple that with the fact the game is running in Unreal Engine 5, there are concerns that Borderlands 4 is just another PC disaster. Then he goes on to explain that I've already seen the video of Conan. He goes on to explain that it crashes during the video with Conan O'Brien doing, like, Conan was able to go play it, all this other stuff.
Was you playing on PC?
Let me look. I think it was...
I don't know what.
No. Hang on. That was loud. Let me look.
Oh, look, I want to check the video now.
I don't think it showed. That's
advanced technology all over the universe, locked up in these things called vaults. Is all the story necessary? That's my question.
When
they come up with all of this,
so like it crashes halfway through them, or it crashes through the video. Like it fully crashed on the talk show live, booting him back to his Steam library. Well, there we go. You can see the moment where it happens at the 4-minute mark. It was later claimed that the crash was due to some background tinkering while Conan was playing. Bullshit. It's like, okay, so I just got done playing a game that, the street investigator is here to help. Thanks, Maura. I just got done playing Lost Soulside. That game came out buggy, glitchy, had problems, crashed on me 3 times. One of the times, sorry, I kicked a kid's dinosaur. You just heard it roar. It crashed on me 3 times. The game was glitchy. Every time it auto-saved, it would skip across the screen a bit. Like it was rough and in a rough state. Now, a game that I legitimately I was about to message Enate and be like, dude, I think I'm going to get Borderlands 4. And now I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't really
I'm hovering right over the buy button. I'm like waiting. And the fact that those reviews were supposed to today, right? And then they got delayed, and then they got pushed to tomorrow, right? Yes. It was like, well, tomorrow is the thing. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm hovering over. I don't. It
feels not so certain right now. Like it.
Like I'm surprised. And then you see Ghost of Yote, man. People got their copies earlier, like a whole month in advance. So I don't know, man. Yeah. And he said something about that day 1 patch. You know, you know,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm sure, and the thing is though, Borderlands, and this is why it's challenging, because Borderlands has a whole diehard
Mm.
fan base that's gonna overlook any kind of. I love Borderlands, and it's great, and you're not gonna get a clear picture. People gonna be like, it's fine, it's not glitching for me, or it's not doing this, so it's gonna be hard to kind of get through the weeds to see what the real problem is unless you experience it yourself. Probably the best bet is to buy it on PC and use your Steam refund if it doesn't work. Yeah, and PlayStation has that new refund thing too, so I don't know if that's even better, but who knows?
No,
But
PlayStation's new refund policy is the exact same as the old one. If you download it
yeah, then
and
I
play
wouldn't
it,
mess
you're
with them.
screwed.
PlayStation. You're done. Yeah, it's only
Yeah.
for pre-orders. Yeah,
So,
so like I wouldn't deal with. I would say you're better off just doing a Steam refund.
and the writer at The Gamer said it this way. He said, either way, this is not a great look to be joking about your game crashing just a couple days before release. If it's scripted, I'm not sure showcasing your game as being potentially prone to crashing doesn't much good, especially when there are already fears over its performance. So there's some people who were saying, oh, scripted moment, Conan did it for the bit, blah, blah, blah. There's also
No.
folks who are saying, well, if your game is scripted, in other words, they said they were doing some tinkering in the background. Like, what are you tinkering? Are you making it to where it's a like basically are you hand holding Conan O'Brien through like the
It's the
gaming
Xbox
experience?
app.
Like right. Like so like there's no way that this looks good right now. And I was dead nuts accurate when I had my worries about Lost Soul aside. Absolutely 100%
Mm.
without a doubt accurate. I was worried because reviews had not been given out. I was worried because it had been delayed once. I was worried because it seemed like it was going to come in and just not run right. And I was like, no, 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 it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. It's going to be good. Then they talked about the patch that they had, and I was like, shit. Okay, this sucks. I want to play the game though, so I kept it. And it is actually going back to GameStop tomorrow because I beat it last night. So like the game it's about to have 25 $30 going towards something else because I'm just done with it and I don't want to buy another game that has some of those same red flags.
Yeah.
If you in the chat and you're like, "Nah, man, Borderlands 4 is going to be freaking amazing. I'm right there day 1." More power to you. Let me know how it performs. That's like let me
Yeah,
know
like
how it
that's the
works.
thing. You may want like maybe not get it Thursday and play it at midnight. Like maybe wait till Saturday, or see, watch some streamers playing it on Friday and see how it looks, because that's probably the best thing you're gonna see. But I don't know. Like I'm hovering over it. I don't know. I might get it. There's a lot of games coming out. I still going through Chronos. I was playing that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I want to get Borderlands, but then the other problem is that if people start holding off on stuff, like the whole co-op experience of like if your friends are not going to get it, or if like people are not going to get day one, they're going to wait on it, then it kind of takes a little bit of the lust of way of playing co-op. Everybody get in there day one, and that's another thing too that's going to push this game to get everybody getting it. Is that the friends are getting it? We all got to get on together. Don't leave me behind.
Hmm.
Type of
Well,
thing.
to be truthful, and then Faulkie, I want to. Are you? Let me just ask you real quick. Are you interested in Borderlands at all, or is this just kind of a whatever?
I've not played any Borderlands games.
Okay,
I think it's well known that I'm not that great at first-person shooters,
fair.
particularly ones where you have to be fast. Um, Probably not that great at any shooter games now these days, if I'm being brutally honest. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like this is the. I mean, we could take the pathway into PC gaming versus console gaming, or we can go on all these other different perspectives about performance issues and all the rest of it. But I think it does highlight the point that when you've got to consider multiple different build perspectives and stacks and all the rest of that, performance does matter, and you want the game to run well. But if you're trying to build, 20 something different versions of this thing running somewhere, it's obviously going to deteriorate because you can only build for the lowest common denominator, and then you got to compromise and do scales and all that sort of stuff. So to say to build it for the top spec and then scale it down, that's not how they do it. They build it for the minimum spec and then scale it up.
Yeah, that
So if
minimum
you've
spec
got,
is not too bad though. It's like a 20 series card, I think, on PC. I think it was a 20 series. I don't think it was that bad.
So it's not completely useless.
And that's like,
but if you're if you're running at the bottom end and you haven't got your specs set up properly, and it's trying to automatically tune up because you've got a low GPU, but you've got a high running CPU, and then you get those mismatches in that respect, and then the bottlenecks start to kick in because you've got an old motherboard or something. The PC build stuff is a little bit of a grey area for some people. If they think they've got something working well, but there's some little quirk in there that causes an issue. So, I mean, I haven't seen it running on a console personally.
Well, we did. Anywhere. We saw it on the PlayStation State of Play, right? It was running on a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're doing beta, but I haven't seen the beta.
Right. Which is interesting is that they showed it on a PlayStation 5 State of Play, but Conan O'Brien was using PC.
Yeah. He's doing a PC, and it might be just depending on where it's available or whatnot, but I've always been skeptical. They'll show you something on YouTube, but I've always maintained, show it, I want to see it on a screen running straight from a PlayStation or straight from a PC or something. I don't want to see it on YouTube because it's it can be pre-done footage. How many times have we seen stuff that's an Xbox game, but it's actually been shown on the shows running on a PC? Or have we seen things that we thought were in-game that have actually been CGI running in engine, but they're not running on the console?
Mm.
It annoys me. These things annoy me because you don't get a true understanding about how the game's performance is, but then no one really knows how it performs until you put it in your hands, get your hands on it, put it in a controller, and off you go.
Mm-hmm.
But to answer your question, it's not something that I'm going to get. Not because of performance issues, it's just not something on my radar at the moment. But I hope that they do something that, there's an awful lot of people who are super excited and very keen to get this game for various different reasons. And I love the passion they're showing for it. I'm just hopeful for them that they get a game that will, I shouldn't say meet their expectations, but will give them that joy to a large degree. Because they've waited long enough for it. And they've had plenty promised about it. So, Randy better show up and put his money where his mouth is. Otherwise, he might be on the marching orders if this doesn't work.
Well, and let's be honest. The worst thing that you can do is get a game that is buggy, broken, and glitchy. Okay? Like, that is one of the worst things you can do. Now, I already mentioned Lost Soul Aside.
Sorry.
What's up?
Sorry, I got to step out for about 10 minutes. I'll be back.
Okay. So I already mentioned Lost Soul Aside, but that game had a budget reportedly of about $8 million. This one has a budget way bigger than that. That one was developed starting out by one person, then grew to 4 people, then grew to 30 people, then grew to 40 people. Over a 9-year period, the game was reset once already. $8 million. Stellar Blade had a $16 million budget. So, if you look at it in that regard, like, I expect this game to come out working, not crashy, not glitching systems, not glitchy, not crashing systems. Had those two words reversed. That's what I expect, because this has the money, the backing, the studio head. It has everything. There should be no reason why this thing comes out a broken, messed up game that crashes during a freaking promo. Like, that's insane. That is like, okay, so I used to sell cars, okay? I've talked about it before when Will was on the show. I sold cars, I sold Chevrolets, and the worst experience ever was you get a client out there. They're looking at the car. They are salivating over it. They get this beautiful truck. It's gorgeous. Has everything they want. The doors are locked, but man, they are just licking the paint off of it. Ready to purchase it. You grab the truck number. You go get the key. Come outside. Try to unlock it. Doesn't work. You use the key. Try to start it. Click, 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 click. So now the brand new Chevy Silverado that you were trying to sell this client, that you were trying to get them to purchase, that they were so excited about, now has an issue straight out of the gate before anything else is said and done. You think you were making that sale? Shit. Do you think like you weren't making a damn thing? You weren't making a sale off of that. You weren't making
I'll punch blokes in the mouth for saying that. Don't you dare say that.
Yeah, don't you dare.
Mike, don't say that. Don't you dare say that.
Don't look at me and tell me, hey, purchase this. I know everybody's so excited about it, and then have your game crashing during a fucking promo, or holding back reviews, or all this other stuff. Like, that type of stuff right there, especially after what I just went through, hell no. I'm gonna have to take a little bit. I'm gonna have to do what Jez said and wait Thursday, Friday, and go, you know what? Can that?
Well, you'll find out tomorrow. Like, yeah, you'll find out
tomorrow's
tomorrow.
Thursday. Yeah.
Like, to get the reviews, but then you can't play it until Friday.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of, and then I don't know. There's a lot of
two
pylon
eyeballs,
effect
Jez.
too.
2 eyeballs. That's
two
all I'm saying.
eyeballs.
Just
that's
2
like,
eyeballs, bro. That's it.
and the thing is there's a lot in Yote. Then there's gonna be a demo for the Sega for the Sonic game coming out too, like the demo of that. Get ready. For
the story demo
coming out this long. Yeah, but so there's gonna be a lot. I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of stuff but it is Borderlands, and it looked really cool. I thought I liked what I saw in the thing, but yeah, we gotta see what it runs. It may run best on the Pro. Who knows? Run best on the Pro.
It might, man. Maybe it's a game that UE5 got right on the Pro. Maybe it's.
Oh, this UE5, man.
God dang, dude.
It stutters, dude. It's.
Man.
It is a nightmare, and it's like. It's just so annoying. Like, even in that Chronos game, like, I'm running it, and all of a sudden I get this weird stutter. I'm like, what the hell is this? And it's like loading in assets. Like, it's like weird loading in stuff.
See, that's what I was dealing with Lost Soul Aside. Anytime it was loading in a new area or doing an autosave, it would always glitch. Now, they've minimized that a lot compared to when it first started, but the game still has work. Okay, so that's everything with Battlefield. No, that's everything with Borderlands. Lamora said it best in the chat. There are multiple red flags for BL4. If you have overlooked all of these red flags, then that's on you, in his opinion. Absolutely. I fully agree
and
with
there's
that.
going to be people that still get it because they just love Borderlands. That's what I said. It's going to be a hard game to kind of feel,
You know what? I get it. I purchased
people don't like
Aside.
Randy Pitchford either, dude. Like, they don't like piling on him.
Yeah.
So there's going to be that pile-on of just, like, people that don't even care, but they just want to see the game do bad. It has a huge budget behind it. It was on the Conan show. They got the Sphere in Vegas having it. Like, so they're pushing. I
mean, they've done it right. They've done the marketing. They've done what they were supposed to.
Well, I think they would have better marketing if the reviews, came out sooner. Like, I'm really surprised for a big game like that, having the reviews drop the day before. That is the day. Yeah, that is a little. So that is definitely.
I mean, at least it's not the day after like Starfield.
yeah, right. Starfield is canceling gameplay, but even too, like, nobody really was able to sharing gameplay, nobody sharing anything, and then like these reviews the day before, embargoes drops the day before. I don't know. That is definitely strange for such a big game. You would think that and a big game, an open world game, a co-op game, like you would think. You would have a little bit of a runway with it, like for 2K. Like, you'll have a little bit of a runway. Like, there's no runway here. Those scores drop tomorrow. The game releases, so it looks like you're trying to catch. You're trying to make sure people don't cancel their pre-orders.
Yeah,
like, that's the problem. Like, you'll have all those It is like, you especially for a game of this caliber from this kind of publisher. This is not This is not 505 games. Oops, got him. 505 games or somebody like that. That's sort of like, like the AA publisher, indie. Like, this is friggin' 2K. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't they have this thing like coming out? They should have reviews out on a Monday, but they must have saw the review scores and said, "Hey, embargo, move it to there." Maybe it comes out in lower numbers. They just don't want to have a mass. Hopefully, they like people don't catch it in time and they just buy the game. I don't know. It is sus though. Something to keep an eye on, especially a game of this caliber. I wouldn't think that they would do that unless there was something, technical or just something off. So
yeah, it feels like a cautionary tale, guys. Just be careful. Yeah. Wait, the game will be there the next day if you don't get it day one. And so, let's go ahead and move on because there is another game.
And then Silent Hill comes out too. I think next week Silent Hill comes out.
What's up, Anonymous Boss?
Silent Hill comes out.
Silent Hill, yes, because then I think after Silent Hill F, you have Trails in the Sky FC on the 19th. Yeah. Which...
Oh, that Everybody's Golf released this week, and man, nobody's golf.
It's nobody's golf.
Talking about that game. Holy shit. Talking about a game like that was like, they brought that game back, and it's like... And Namco did it, and actually, I think from what I saw and what people were saying, it's like, oh yeah, well, it doesn't even look that great. It looks kind of like weak compared to the one that was on the PlayStation 4. Like, that's what you get when you get friggin', and that's the Sony FAFO, man.
Hey, they're gonna do it.
You don't make the hands clap, whoever those people are, the clap hands do it. You give it to Namco, and they can throw stupid Pac-Man in it. Like, come on. Who the fuck wants to play Pac-Man in mini golf? In golf. But there you go. And what's crazy, too, is that they threw Pac-Man in there, Namco, those shady bastards. They put Pac-Man in Everybody's Golf to promote their Pac-Man game that comes out in like 2 weeks.
I mean, if Sony's going to allow them to do stupid shit like that, then, well, there you go.
Yeah, take Everybody's Golf and make it Nobody's Golf. There you go.
And use it as a way to promote Pac-Man. Way to go.
Yeah, use it as a way to promote Pac-Man.
Man.
Good
that's
job,
the
Sony.
new, Pac-Man Metroidvania, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like no, that looks cool. No,
that looks cool as shit, right? Like
no, there's a open world Mario type Pac-Man game that Namco announced. Yes.
Huh. I didn't even know about that. Honestly, I thought you were talking about the other one.
Wait, somebody. What did Josh say? It was the
Josh
Clap Hands. That's the one who made the first game. He made the last game. Yeah.
That's Dark Pac-Man.
No, that Dark Pac-Man game would be good. No, Namco announced another Pac-Man game. It was like the weirdest thing, like a new Pac-Man.
Man, Namco releases another Pac-Man game every couple years just to make sure people don't forget.
Pac-Man World 2. It was announced a month ago, and I think it's like coming out like in a week. What is this thing?
So, Hollow Knight Silksong. Have you heard of this
September 26th it comes out.
Yeah,
Pac-Man World 2 repacked.
Yeah, Silent Hill F
Pack
also
Attack.
comes out on the 25th, by the way.
Pack Attack.
And so I was wrong. But so Hollow Knight Silksong came out and it's done some shit, bro. It's done a lot.
Oh Jesus, dude, that game.
Like, it's not a game that I'm sitting here like, oh my god, I want to play it. 600,000 all-time peak. Holy shitballs.
Yo.
Like,
it's one of those games. I don't know.
It's just even if you're not a fan, this is definitely part of the gaming news cycle this week. So 600,000. Look, estimated sales over here, not by the Alania company or whatever it is. Estimated.
We don't use
sales.
Any of their numbers,
dude. I was trying to find numbers.
They're not Grindhouse approved.
I was trying to find numbers for this, and I swear to goodness, every single freaking website was quoting Ariane or whatever the hell that thing is.
Yep.
And I was like,
and
okay.
Nobody knows where they get their numbers. They just come up with these numbers. Like, it is just.
I just went over to SteamDB, and here it is.
They feed the beast.
And they don't even claim that these numbers are real or accurate. They just say, here's the owner estimations. Here you go.
Yep, and they just say Alenia Analytics. Yo.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Glazenia, that's what they are.
Between 3 million
I'm not using any of their numbers.
About 4.25 million on PC is where the estimators are putting it, okay? That's let me get it away from the names. But yeah, that's pretty good. Like that's $20. So you're looking at, what is that, 50, 60 million? Something like that? Just from Steam alone? Is that right? God, math. That sounds right.
I don't know.
Don't laugh at me. I'm not a math guy.
I was playing the game.
3. What game are you playing?
Death Stranding.
Oh, nice.
2.
Okay, so 3
But they're
million
in a cutscene now. I paused it because I had to listen to the story.
Let's say $20. Yeah, $60 million freaking dollars. $60 million on the low end of estimates. Like, that's crazy. And now, once again, these are owner estimations. That's where I'm getting the numbers from. You can see them on your screen right there. I'm not fudging these. I'm not doing anything else. That's where I'm getting them from SteamDB. So, it's... Josh Ayers said they can take another 7 years to do anything. They could probably take 14.
Dude.
Like,
dude, they bought a Silksong jet with that money.
Yeah, no shit, dude. They
the world.
lit the world on fire. There's a game that came out. Y'all got to hear this. There's a game that came out. I can't remember the name of it, but it had 12. It was another Metroidvania. It had 12 concurrent players because it released the same week as Silksong.
Yo.
Like, shit, dude. Oh my goodness. So yeah.
It's one of those things that just... So it was one of those games, like the first Hollow Knight, which I don't even know if I even played. I don't remember it. It was so long ago.
Yeah.
But I knew of the character, I knew all the stuff. But like this game, this is the virality. It got viral. People talked about it. People wanted it. The characters, they wanted the game so long, a year after year, like, and it just built up this anticipation. Like instead of the opposite effect, where people just forgot about it, people, you know, they were quiet, and all of a sudden they popped up like, yeah, this game is real, it's happening, and here it is, and it's a well like drawn game. It reminded me of like the Cuphead sequel, the Cuphead DLC that took forever because I had to hand draw it and stuff like that. But like this one, it's good, like it's good, but it's nothing like, there's no crazy mechanics that it's anything revolutionary, anything shocking. I just think that it's a solid game. And it looks very unique, but I would say, you know, there are games like it, these Metroidvania games like Ori and stuff that I feel have, like, you know, the graphics are definitely a little more engaging and like fantastical. This one seems kind of like, you know, a little more of it's just 2D kind of, you know, hand drawn animations. It has a different art form than that, but it's like the same type of thing, that Metroidvania thing. I've been playing a lot of it. Like it's weird. It does have this addictive nature to it where there's no map. There's no kind of knowing where you go. It's just kind of exploring caverns and just trying to find where things are. And like, oh yeah, that's over there. Okay, well, I don't have enough to fight that right now. You could just go into boss fights. You get keys. Like there's a lot of exploration on it that kind of is intriguing. Like it's one of those time wasters where you just like, you know, just they're perfect for handhelds too. Like you just basically just chilling out and just exploring rooms and caverns and stuff. So it's definitely, and for $20, it's a solid game for $20. But you gotta like those kind of games if you're gonna get.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like $20 is great.
Nowadays too, right?
Yeah, like I think I spent more than that on Awaken Astral Blade, and that game was phenomenal. I loved that game. It was gorgeous. There were a few things that it had wrong with it, but like I think it was $24.99. That's a great price. So if this one came out and is polished and is working well and all that, like the thing that's always kept me from Hollow Knight or from whichever, Hollow Knight is the name of the game or the name of the franchise. The thing that kept me from the first one was, like Josh said, it was on PS Plus. I got it, played it for about 30, 45 minutes. I was like, this shit is hard. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm out. And so that's why I've stayed away from it. Now, there's people who, just like with the Elden Ring crowd, or when any kind of hard combat game comes out, it always, hey, it's not as hard as game X, or hey, it's a lot easier than the first one. Like, I I just view that as people who have played the first one got good at the first one, so now the second one isn't as hard because they got good at it. Like that's where that goes. So like if you didn't, you said you didn't play much of the first one. So what do you think about the combat?
No.
Is it punishing?
Yeah, it's so it is well they made it now. They just did an update to make it easy. I haven't played it yet, but they made an update now to make it easier. But from what I played, it's really it's the enemies are kind of like they're those annoying enemies where they'll they'll float around, and then once they see you, they'll like dive at you, and you got to kind of dodge them and stuff because they'll just go right through you even if you hit them. Like they won't die. They're not like one hit kills. So definitely like there is a lot of platforming and these things like to knock you off and things like that. So it is challenging in a sense. The boss fights are not super easy. Like they're not just slash things. You got to learn the pattern. So I wouldn't say it's punishing. I think that the main thing about it is really just not knowing where to go. And like knowing that there's very limited save points with the benches. Like you got to go to a bench and save, so you can't just keep exploring and not be trying to find the bench. And if you're like one energy away and you're like really in a cave and stuff like that, if you get hit and die, you go all the way back to wherever your last save was, and then you got to get back to where your cocoon is to try to get your stuff back.
I can't do that
so
right now.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where you kind of lose, like but now you know your path and you know the enemies. You can skip them and you pass by them, stuff like that. But yeah,
I'm
that's
not
kind of
no.
Yeah, I know. For me, it's like that's why I said it's a good time killer. But if you really want to like kind of like feel satisfied with progress, like it may not be the one for you. There, but it's not bad. Like it's good. Like I you get some abilities here and there, so you keep like, advancing. But the exploration is really the point of it. Where there's a gate there, and you can't get through the gate, so you got to go find the key somewhere. Who knows where the key is? Who knows what room it's in? And then you go find the key, and then you can unlock the gate, and then you have it. Then you could go into a room, and there'll be it's a boss fight. Like all of a sudden, that's happened to me. I was just going through. I'm like, oh, this door looks like something. I go through it, and it just locked. And it's like, oh, boss fight, and I'm dead. So I go back to where I saved. It's like those Metroidvania games too. Which again, I'm not a huge fan of those kind of games. I don't like all the backtracking.
I'm not a huge fan of backtracking. Doesn't bother me. Like, so Fist did something for me that others haven't. And
Fist was good. I liked Fist. Yeah,
but
Fist was nice.
wasn't hard, and it wasn't punishing when you died. That's the part of these games that pisses me off to no end. Two things that can piss me off in a game so quick. Killing me and making me go back an hour or 30 minutes even of having to fight all this bullshit that I barely made it through the first time. Like, that's annoying as hell.
I don't have time for that shit.
The second
I don't
thing
know.
is our bosses that have one-hit kills. So, like, and both of those were present in Lost Soul, by the way, just to let y'all know. Several of the bosses had one-hit kills, and most of the time, it really wasn't spelled out how to, like, stop them from doing it. Like, so you would go around, and there was a couple spots where you had to, like, activate these things on the floor. And once you activated them, it put a shield up, and you had a little timer window that you could do it in. Well, there was one of them where you had to activate 4 of them, and then after that, you go to the middle, activate the middle one, and then the screen would just, like, just keep counting down. And there were no other indicators. There was nothing. And come to find out, the camera, like, positions you in a weird way when you're at the end, and you have to actually run all the way across the map, and then when you get near the last podium, it finally lights up. All the others lit up beforehand to let you know where to go. And like, hey, this is the pattern. This is like Simon Says. This is what you have to do. It lights up, you hit it, it goes away, you go hit the next thing. And I died so many. There was one point I rage quit, and I was streaming. Y'all can go watch it. It was Act 2, I think. I was streaming it, and the boss at the end of it had these freaking one-hit kills, and I was like, bullshit, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm getting angry. I just want to throw shit right now. I'm out.
No, what's funny is that you're right, like the backtrack on what Hero's saying, and like the whole like
and
not
Faulkie, you're more
having
than welcome
autos
to jump in anytime. Go ahead.
and not having those auto saves, like those generous auto saves, and I don't mean like has to be right in the same position, but like a few moments back, like I'm okay with that. But like if you're making me trek through stuff again that I just did for the last 20, 30 minutes and do it again, and there are people that like that stuff, but for me, as soon as I see those mechanisms of like, oh, you save all the way back here and you have to backtrack and go back and forth, I look at it as padding. I'm like, where's the new shit? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and repeat insanity here and just keep doing the same section here because like that it's padding. I'm like, I'm sorry, I find it as padding. I'm like, I want progression. Because I don't have days upon days to keep trying to do this stuff. If I'm playing the game for a few hours, at the end of my session, I want to see, hey, I made it to this chapter. I progressed the story. I have new abilities. I have new stuff. I want to have an additive experience. In my times now, I don't have the time to sit there and go to a boss fight and then having to go back and not just trying to beat the boss, but I got to like do the whole lead up to the boss again because I died at the boss.
Yep.
So that's just me. I'm not saying that those games are bad. I'm just saying that stuff, it grinds my gears like that. I just I don't have time for that in my sessions. Like I feel like I like ones where if you lose, you'll gain experience. Like there's some additive stuff where at least it's not the same the second time around. You may get stronger, you may get experience. So those kind of roguelike types, I could handle that. I like that. But when the ones where they're just like, you're dead, go back, do it again. You're dead, go back, do it again. Do it again. I'm like, yo, all right now. You can
the ones that aren't roguelikes but feel like it.
Yeah, the ones that are like, just do it again with like, go get your shit, do it again. And basically the repetitiveness is you memorizing the enemies, and basically what you want to do is just run past everybody and skip it all. So basically you're not even playing the game, you're just trying to get to the boss. Like you don't even want to fight anybody. Like you just memorized everybody where they are. They're like, okay, he's gonna go left, I go right, get around them, and you just kind of beat the mechanics to just get to the boss fight because your only source of progression is that. And there are games that do that. Some do them better than others, but for me, I just don't. They don't resonate with me. Those kind of games.
Remember Ninja Gaiden, the typewriter save points.
Back.
Yeah, what's up, Faulkie?
And I'm not saying that they're bad. So like, don't come after me. Don't come after the Grindhouse.
Yeah.
I can't
tell.
I
can't tell if Brian East is being a punk or if he's being or if he's making a joke about the game.
Yes, I remember that, Brian East, like the typewriter save points in Resident Evil and stuff. Dude.
Brian East said fun times.
Dude, Brian East, that the typewriter, man, know how many times I would stop, I would do something and run back to the typewriter and save. Do something like I would find like a green herb. I'll run back to the typewriter and save. Like I created my own gameplay loop because I would just run to the. I would say I was so freaked out about the no saves that I would typewrite everything, and you would see I had like 50 saves, and then I'm like, wait, do I want to overwrite it? I'm like, well, maybe I want to go back, so I'll do a new save slot. And at the time though, we had to watch. We had our memory card. We didn't have unlimited memory hard drives. And so, cloud saves. Like,
what do you Faulkie, welcome back. I'm going to ask you a question. We're on Hollow Knight Silksong, okay? I also have the Steam DB charts pulled up for the trending games right now, okay? This is funny. Oh, stop making me try to buy stuff. It says, wait, let's go back to the other one because that doesn't help. Okay, so trending, right? Number one trending game right now is Hollow Knight Silksong, 240,000 players. The next game, by the way, hang on, it came out on September 4th. The next game on the list is NBA 2K26. I don't know if you have the stream pulled up or not, but just take a wild guess. Number two trending game right now. What do you think its player count or players now? Let's ask that. What do you think the players count right now is?
What, NBA 2K?
I don't know if you have the stream pulled up or not, but if you don't, this is going to be a funny thing. So, Hollow Knight Silksong indie made by 3 people, 240K.
Yeah.
NBA 2K26 is number 2, so it's lower than that.
Yep.
What do you think?
64,000.
Oh, you're so generous. No, 16,599.
Steam only.
Steam only, yes. This is Steam only.
Yeah.
But like, it's
oh man, there's so many different things you can pull from that. So,
like, holy shit.
think about Hollow Knight Silksong, right? Has been much awaited, much anticipated. People have been frothing at the mouth for that thing for years. And Steam is a platform where those sort of indie games thrive.
That's true.
Like, that is their bread and butter area of what people want to get, because they're, your short play loops are good in them, but you can get in and do stuff, and it's a game that's perfect for streaming, and everybody wants it, so everybody will be streaming it. Like, that's the area where I expect it would have done amazing. Consoles sound a bit strange, but consoles probably not as much. I wouldn't have expected it to be a monster 10 million unit seller. Probably do a couple of million units on console for sales. Player engagement might be a bit different, but I'm not surprised that it's got a huge number on Steam, but I'm also not surprised that NBA 2K has a very small number on Steam, because that's not its natural domain. Sports games are consoles games. That's what they're developed and designed for. People who play on PC hardly ever play, Madden and NBA 2K and all those sort of ones. Don't usually play them on Steam. So, but I think it's amazing. Like, 3 guys plus some contractors out of Adelaide. Like, yeah, it's taken them 7 years to do the second one, but these guys do it in their spare time. Like,
that's
this is a weekend passion project.
Wild part, right? Like, spare time project, Hollow Knight Silksong, millionaires twice, 3 times, 4 times over. Like, insane.
Yeah, but they don't. If you ever meet them, or ever talk to them, I mean, they're different when they're doing interviews and stuff on camera, but just generally, these guys, they got heaps of money, but they don't care. They just, we just keep chipping away, and you saw the development diary where one of the 3 of them was like dot by dot building up different levels. He could have got a machine to do it, or AI to do it, or something else to do it, or he could have got a whole contracting team. He just did it himself, and he put everything exactly where he wanted it to be. Like, it's detail and dedication, but no wonder it took them years to get it done. But again, look at how good a job they've produced. And like you say, these massive teams that go and make these massive games with all these complex systems in them. Again, horses for courses here. A side-scroller slasher game, for lack of a better word, is those have been around for forever, and they're easy to design and easy to build, because you don't have to worry about, I shouldn't say it like that, but you don't have to worry about depth and open worlds and maps and complex inventory systems and combat systems and all that sort of stuff. If you keep it simple, you can produce something that people are having a great fun time playing. Excellent. I know there's a bit of talk about, the run backs to do the boss battles and all this other stuff is a pain in the ass and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, anyone ever remember, again, go back to the old days, showing their age, when you played like Mario or Crash Bandicoot or something like that originally, and you had a couple of lives, and when you lost your last one, it was game over, and you were right back to the start.
And I don't know if you were here earlier when I had mentioned, in those moments, I would just turn the system off and go outside. Because...
Yeah, I heard that one. So I was the same. Like, you just go, fuck this, and then you find something else to do.
You just go off.
You could go outside and find something else to do. But, I mean, like, credit where credit's due. If you get the right game in the right place with the right amount, I mean, there's other indie games that have said, no, we're shifting it, we're not going anywhere near Silksong because we want to give them space and we want our own space. And there's others that say, hey, great to see that Silksong's come out, really happy about it. We're not shifting our game, we're still going to put it out on the market because we think there's going to be people who want to play it. Now, Silksong's been out for a week and a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Maybe
it came out the 4th. It came out literally the day before NBA 2K26.
Sorry, I've just hit me the time change. The time difference here. You guys are still on the 10th of September, aren't
Oh
you?
shit! Yes, you're absolutely right. It came out the 5th. For
Right.
us, it was the 4th. Yes. Damn time travelers.
So I'll say it now before I forget. All the best for tomorrow. For the people that were affected, thoughts are always with you. And for those that have been affected since or suffered since, hopefully the world gets better for you as we move forward. That's been is that 24 years ago now? Anyway, so sorry, I just got sidetracked on that. But yeah, it's been out for a week, and there are people who have played it, finished it, and doing run-throughs and platinums and been gotten all the rest of it. So it's an amazing game. It's had a huge amount of people buy it and play it, and smartly they did it at $20. It's, brilliant idea. They could have charged more. They chose not to.
They so could have. God.
They smashed it out of the park, and credit to them. But by the in 2-3 weeks time, it'll all be over and done. And because the next one will be coming down the pipeline, and the next one coming down the pipeline is Ghost of Yotei.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they'll say that the windows are ridiculously short now. So if you want to move out of the way, you only got to move out of the way by a few weeks, and you're out into the next. You're looking at what the next one is. And because we have so many major launches every year now, outside of the annuals that get dropped, and people that are just constantly engaging with Fortnite or Roblox, whatever it is they normally play, you've either got to be cut above the rest, class above the rest, or you've got to have some big hype train driving you along. And nothing builds hype like demand with a large gap between it. They might be 6 or 7 years before they do the third game, or they might not even do another game. But if you're shifting or to get out of the way of something, you don't have to shift very far. And I know we talk about this all the time. Concurrent players, and they use Steam for all this sort of stuff. Like, ultimately, sales is what matters to the businesses. What matters to the individuals that are getting rewarded for this stuff. You have millions and millions of players, but if you're not making any money out of it, it's only costing you. It's not actually generating anything. And they've gone with a lower price point, accessible to so many people. Steam's just smashed it for them. And there's millions and millions and millions of copies sold, and they'll be really happy about it. But yeah, it's horses for courses and where they release this stuff, and the inputs that they put into it. So I don't put a lot of stock into Steam concurrent player charts, mainly because it's a very narrowed data set, and it's also can be very skewed depending, as you've just pointed out, depending on the game. Because NBA 2K is a top 10 seller every year.
Yep.
But if it's only got 16,000 concurrent on Steam, how does it make the top 10 every year?
Yeah. So it's actually interesting you mentioned two things that I want to kind of piggyback off of. The first one was other devs being happy for them. One of the things that was so, I am very, very emotionally invested in the story of Expedition 33 and the impact that game had when I was playing.
Yep.
And seeing them do this right here, this congratulatory thing where congratulations Team Cherry for the Weavers who come after Sandfall Team Love, that's awesome. We need a lot more of that from developers going, hey, y'all did great. This was awesome. Y'all did so good. And I do find that in the indie circles you get that more. Certain companies, like you see Insomniac do it, you see Santa Monica do it sometimes, but those feel like marketing beats when, God of War Ragnarok releases and then Insomniac comes out and goes, oh, playing God of War Ragnarok, congrats to Santa Monica. That feels more like marketing and PR and all this. This feels like one indie team of what started out as 3 people looking at another indie team that is just 3 people and telling them congratulations and celebrating it with them. We're going to get on to the next topic, but that was one of the things that I had pulled up tonight because it's really, really cool. Now, you were talking about the top sellers, and that also brings us in to what'll probably be the last topic. The Acclaim Showcase happened. It was there. It was 11 minutes. Y'all can go watch it if you want to. It was okay. There was one game that got shown at the end that I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then there was one game in the middle, Pixel Wash, that I really think that Will 777JP, shout out to him, he's going to end up getting because he likes Power Wash. And so, we're just going to hold off on Acclaim, and we're going to talk about the 9 franchises that make up the top 20 all-time best-selling PlayStation charts. And most of them are Call of Duty, but this is the best-selling games. Super quick topic here. There's a couple things we can extrapolate from this. You got GTA 5, Minecraft, RDR2, GTA San Andreas, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Marvel's Spider-Man, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Cold War, Vice City, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 6, Miles Morales, Last of Us, God of War, Elder Scrolls 5, Black Ops, just regular ass Black Ops, Rainbow Six Siege, Black Ops 2, World War 2, and Black Ops 4. Now, they do go on to say that if you change it up and like change the criteria a little bit to highest grossing, then it looks a little different because you get Guitar Hero 3 on there, 2 of the Sony games, or 1 of the Sony games drops off. No, 2 drop off, and you add in, what was the other one that they added? Vice City. You got the Guitar Hero Rock Band, Legends of Rock, and then I can't see which other one they added in. Anyways, long story short, a couple things that you can pull from this. Jez, let's ask you real quick, man. Before I go on what I saw from this, what do you notice about this, either of these 2 lists, that kind of stands out to you?
I thought ABK was purchased for King.
That's one of them.
Yeah, I thought it was just a mobile play. What do you mean? I thought it was just, yeah, it was global dominance. That's what it was. Yeah. The thing is like it doesn't surprise me that these games are up there. Surprisingly, like in the there is some exclusive games on there, which is pretty impressive considering knowing how much these Call of Duties and stuff sell, and GTAs that even some exclusives are on there, some of the PlayStation games. But
I was surprised to see Spider-Man 2, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2, right? And all the Spider-Mans on this. Spider-Man, Alice on there too, and Rails. Oh no, it was like because there were 2 charts, like each one.
There were 2,
the Call of Duty ones. And then the other thing that's pretty interesting that I thought was how high Black Ops 6 was on that list.
Yeah.
Which really shows that Black Ops 6 was a migratory game. Like, I think they took everybody from Xbox that's left. Like, I think it just showed that there was this massive shift, because it's very interesting that Black Ops 6, the most recent one, is so high up there when you had all these other Call of Duties that, on that list where Xbox back then, these are 10 years of Call of Duty. It's from 95. So you're going back with map packs and stuff like that. So like just showing like how high that Black Ops 6, that recent one is, shows that a lot of the people that they must have got from other platforms on their system to play Black Ops. Like, I thought that was interesting, seeing Black Ops 6, like not the one of the better one, the best one up there, but like the most complete one in a recent time. Yeah, but like those other classic Call of Duties being there. But again, PlayStation, I was surprised that Call of Duty dominated so much, considering how much Xbox pushed Call of Duty, had the map packs, that I thought other PlayStation games would have been on there and not Call of Duty. But it just shows that Call of Duty is a beast, and it is crazy. Same thing with GTA. Surprised not a lot of sports games on there, but I guess because
that's actually why I transitioned from what Faulkie said into this, because there's no Madden, there's no 2K, there's none of them. FIFA's not on here. Now, granted, these are U.S. numbers. Call of Duties. It's just, you're trying to tell me that since Black Ops 1 released, There's not another game out there that has sold more lifetime than Black Ops. Are you kidding me? That's insane. Like
Yeah.
it's
but wait, it's not. It was money, right? How much money? How much it sold? Was it units sold or was it money?
Well, so the first list is units sold. The second list is highest grossing.
Okay, yeah, they're all Call of Duties anyway. There's a few little ones here and there, but it's basically all the Call of Duties.
Yeah, it's just Call of Duty. Like the highest gross, Black Ops Call of Duty is number 13 on highest.
Well, you
grossing.
You can see why Jim Gordon Ramsay was flying all over the place on Microsoft on ABK.
That's why he was fighting so damn hard. That's
yeah. He's like, yo, since '95, Call of Duty's been atop the list. Like, yo,
that's absolutely wild. The other thing it showed me is, listen, I give PlayStation Studios a lot of shit especially if they're named Naughty Dog. They get a lot of shit. I don't hide the smoke for Naughty Dog. I don't hide it at all. I do not. I like the big ones. And when pause. When
yeah, pause.
And when I look at this list and I see all 3 of Insomniac's Marvel games on here, it literally just reminds me that Insomniac could just walk in and to any room and go, yeah, shut up. We'll get it to you when we get it to you, and you're gonna love it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna sell a lot. You'll be okay. Like, that's what it feels like to me when I look at this list. Like, hey guys, listen. I know we all want Wolverine. I know we all want the games, but please, like, we know that when we finally get them, it's from the same studio with some of the same heads that gave us Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and Spider-Man 2. And so, like, and then, like, same thing, Last of Us, God of War, like, these studios that we harp on a lot get a lot of leeway because they've done really freaking good. Now, I will say God of War Ragnarok is not on this list, and neither is Last of Us Part 2. And so that's why I feel like because of this list, Insomniac gets the biggest pass, but they're also the best producer, and so they don't need the biggest pass. Anyways, the Call of Duty thing you mentioned, go ahead, Faulkie.
It depends on which side of the list you're looking, unit sales or dollar sales. Just, keeping in mind that Activision's done a great job or ABK's done a great job of getting people hooked into buying the deluxe edition or the early access edition or the not standard edition because of how they do their predatory pricing work. And its game sales, are they including things like there's not the console bundles, but where you buy the game and you get the credits with it, or your microtransaction bits and pieces and stuff like that. Not forgetting that how often does Call of Duty actually go on sale? Like, it's I don't know how to explain it in layman's terms. It's like the dollar value piece can be artificially overstated because you're paying $100, not $70. Because they're buying the deluxe editions and that sort of stuff, and that counts all as the same piece. That's why the Spider-Man unit sales is much higher than it is in the unit sales category than it is in the revenue category, because it was 2018 game and it was a $60 launch title, not a $70 launch title because it's a PS4 title, and then it went on sale after like 6 months. Whereas all the Call of Duty ones, they're just day one or pre-orders and that sort of stuff, and people go ballistic for it, and so they charge premium $80, $90, $100, and off they go. Spider-Man never had that. But when you look at the unit sales and how many have actually been sold, and like you say, God of War Ragnarok and The Last of Us and that aren't on there, well, they're not ever going to be on the revenue charts because they've released so many different versions of it. But I am surprised in terms of units. I am surprised in terms of unit sales, though, that The Last of Us isn't in there.
No.
Must have
It's on. Last of Us is on unit sales. Last of Us Part 2 didn't make unit sales or gross or any of it.
Oh, it's understandable why it didn't.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah. But I mean, and that's not, people enjoy different things, but that's probably the crux point of, when they say it's done 20 million something units for for one of those games was Spider-Man. The first one's gone past 20 million. Was the second one that went past 10 million in a hurry. Like, you've got points in there where you can say, oh shit, they must have sold a lot of them. But again, time is a wonderful thing, and in the bundle packs, fair enough, but it's also not including Spider-Man being available as a free download in the Plus packs, and it would be the same for some of the Modern Warfare games. I think we got Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 3, 4, and 5, and something else have all been offered in the PlayStation Plus at different levels, and would have been in. I don't know if they were in games with gold for Xbox, but they're also PC. You know, when they started releasing them on PC, that those whether those sales count or not, it's I don't know. These lists, I can appreciate what they're trying to do. They're trying to give an insight for some demographics and data, and these data gets fed back in much more detail to the publishing companies and sales companies and all that. But it's always best guess. It's always guesswork and best guess and estimates with intolerances and percentages. And because you're never going to get an absolute sales number except you go back to the original stores and you know the publishing house or the publishers which say we on-sold to the retailers this many million units, and the store the digital storefronts have sold this many million units. The only way you'll know is to go back to, like, you know, for PlayStation published games, to go back to PlayStation and ask them, or for Xboxes to go back and ask them, or you know, Activision and all the rest of them, because they'll, you know, there's license fees that have to be paid for so many units of something being produced for one of the consoles or the storefronts or whatnot, and they would have the data, but they're never going to share it. You would not be there would not be a check big enough that you could write to get them to share that data. So
yeah, I just thought it was an interesting list because it showed that, one, I didn't think that Spider-Man 2 did as well as this list portrays it to do. I really didn't, because the game, in my opinion, was not as good as the first one, and it damn certain wasn't as good as Miles Morales, which I think is the better out of all three. But seeing it high up on the list, or not high up on the list, sorry, seeing it on the list in any capacity was kind of crazy for me, because that's an exclusive. Like, that's the other thing, is Last of Us, God of War, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man Miles Morales are all exclusive titles. And they're beating out these major tent poles of the industry, and people can say, well, it's because they're all on the same console, and of course they would have a high penetration because it's their game, blah blah blah. Horseshit. Do you see how many Call of Duties are on that list? Like, that is a juggernaut that you were able at certain points to overcome and to get your game on that list. Now, granted, this is a fun thing. This is not meant to be the end-all, be-all, final say-so numbers, gavel on the desk. Like, no, this is fun. This is, like Faulkie said, these are the best estimates. This is from Circana, not from Ariana, whatever the hell that one is.
Oh, Glazania.
Glazania, yeah. Like, it's not from them. I made sure, because when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's cool. Who are these numbers from? Because that's now the first question I have to ask is, who put their name on here? Because if it's Reese Elliott, I don't want to see it. That dude is bought and paid for. Hey, what's up, Dizzy? Okay, so, Jez, before we get out of here, do you have anything else to add to this?
Yeah, there's two things. One, it's I thought it's interesting, considering that I've seen people going. I saw some comments like, "Well, people trying to use this as, like, see, exclusives are just a minority of people on the internet saying exclusives matter and stuff." But the one thing that I think is pretty interesting is that if it is a multi-platform game like Call of Duty that was on both platforms, if it's the same game that's driving these platforms, then why is the install base of consoles so different, especially since the Xbox One? Do you think that these consoles would be pretty much neck to neck, considering that the game that's the most popular one is sold on both of them? That did people just 50-50 or like this? Why is it like 3-1? And the whole point is because there are games that you go for the games and you go for the exclusives and you stay for the rest of it. And I think that that's a reason why, because if you look at these games, it's like Call of Duty was played everywhere. Why is the PlayStation console at a 3-1 starting with the PS4? Like the sales just propelled off, and it was because people got the game that was everywhere, but they also had other games that weren't there as well. The other thing I thought about too is like how devastating likewise that Xbox One messaging must have been, that people just said, we are moving to PlayStation, come where you getting Call of Duty, I'm getting it over here. And then they kind of went, because again, like, why would you have that install base? So if that was the biggest selling games on PlayStation, and it is a multi-platform game that's played everywhere, then you would think that it will be kind of a little bit even. Yeah, there'll be like maybe ups and downs, but not as a 2-1 or a 3-1 PlayStation versus Xbox. If the same game is the top selling game over there, so it really is interesting that I still think exclusives do matter. They give the identity, and people buy it for the exclusives. Another one, here's a bonus one. Everything on that list besides GTA, Activision had those franchises. Spider-Man, Call of Duty.
Oh, Minecraft.
Those all Activision franchises. Well, not Minecraft, yeah.
I know.
But no, not Minecraft. So Minecraft and GTA, the only ones, but everything, Spider-Man, Call of Duty, were all Activision. Like, Activision published those games, like, back in the day, those Spider-Man games. Like, they had those franchises, which is crazy, that they couldn't get the Spider-Man up there. It shows you how strong Insomniac is with the Spider-Man games, because those Spider-Man games that Activision made were, like, they were decent, but they were nowhere near the sellers that is. But it's an interesting chart to see. It just shows that Phil was all bullshit again, with the Phil Ness saying that it was for Mobile King, when you just see how much, and again, it just shows why Xbox is in the position it is, owning now.
Yeah.
Activision Blizzard. Like, you look at what dominated the PlayStation sales charts since 1995, and it was every single Call of Duty. You in no way are you trying to damage that, because that is your meal ticket, really. You're not pulling that from anything. That would be just insane.
No.
So
they're definitely not. And exclusives do matter, and exclusives sell. And Josh and I were kind of talking in the chat a little bit about, he said that Wolverine is probably going to knock something off of that list, and he is absolutely right. As long as Wolverine is done right, it's going to knock the shit out of something off of that list. And so I'm excited, and I said as long as it's done right. Like, I have any care or worry that it was done, that's going to be done anything other than stellar. And people can go, well, I don't know, Sony's lost it. Fuck you. Insomniac hasn't. Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Miles Morales, they're all there on both highest grossing and top selling. So, like, great, wonderful. But with all of that being said, it has been 2 hours and 41
Spider-Man
minutes.
2's on there with a PlayStation 5 install base.
Yes, that's the other thing. PS5 only install base, Spider-Man 2's on there. That is actually really good. And once again, that is sold, not played. These aren't user engagement numbers.
Yeah, it's not engagement. This is sold.
And so, I don't ever...
That's why you need Venom DLC. That's what the hell's going on.
Dude, when you asked on your stream, where the hell's my Venom? I was like, you got 19 inches of that black bastard sitting up on your shelf. Yeah, I do. You be quiet.
I got a statue. I want the goddamn game.
I saw Faulkie's eyebrows raise when I said that.
I got 18 inches on my shelf.
Oh, that's great. Okay. So, anyways, guys, Rumor Mill suggests that they did dismiss them. It doesn't surprise me. I get the hint and kick Sweet Baby Inc. out. Yeah, I hope so. Okay, so here's the thing. That was a great show. We hit the member goal. Tomorrow night will be a member stream. Be looking out for a post either tonight or early tomorrow morning with a couple different options of games that I have or be willing to stream. One of them, you can be thinking about it, but I am... I'm sorry. What was I going to say? Shoot. BioShock. I have that. I have the Borderlands games that I could stream. I have I own actually every single Borderlands. It's ridiculous. I've never played more than 20 minutes of them, and I own them.
Oh my god.
It's dumb as shit, bro. Like, I think I got 2 of them with PlayStation Plus, and I bought the 3rd one, and it was a collection or something. So, like, I have quite a few of them. And so I could do that. We could do something else. Just be looking out for that post, and we will get that kicked off tomorrow night. With that, though, thank you to the guest for coming on. Faulkie, where can people find you?
You can find me at Faulkie87 on Twitter. Poking around there. You can find me poking around on a few different podcasts. And, just hanging out, having a good time. And hopefully with the warmer weather coming my way now, I'll get some more time to do some stuff.
Oh, I'm so happy that our warm is breaking. Jez, what about you, man? Where can they find you?
Gaming Grindhouse. Yep, on Monday nights, Gaming Grindhouse, YouTube. And, on Monday nights, 8 o'clock.
Awesome, man. Hey, I thank y'all for coming on. Josh, in answer to your question, next week we will have Will 777JP back in the house. And then, listen to this, because here's the deal. I'm not reading these in any order. But I got Faulkie on again. I got Steven coming back. I got Lunchy Sky coming on for the first time. I got Morgan back from the Otter Players podcast. We're going to have Enate back on. And we also have one of our very own in Josh coming on the show as well. And so, not going to tell you what dates all of those people are coming back, but, also, we have Game Logic coming on as well. So, over the next 8 weeks, we have quite a few shows coming up. Great, great panels. Super excited about them. And as you saw tonight, I had 4 people, myself plus 3. One of those 3 was able to make it, and then Jez jumped on. So I have this thing set and ready to go usually every week, and it, ebbs and flows. Things happen. So anyways, that is everything. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have been wonderful. Great job tonight hitting the goal. Stephen Leon, you did it by yourself again. And we will be back tomorrow night with a member-only stream. Thank you to the panel, Faulkie and Jez. Y'all are absolutely wonderful human beings and wonderful gamers. Thank y'all so much for tonight's conversation, especially the dad portion. That was a really, really good talk. And we will see y'all again on the